after advancing 3 rounds deep in the Texas State high school football playoffs a year ago. Tonight, the 2018 version of Hawks football take their first step in an effort to eclipse that standard as they take on the Needville Bluejays, a proud program from the greater Houston area, hoping to live up to high standards of their own. It's the Canyon Lake Hawks and the Needville Bluejays coming up next, exclusively on the Hawks Network. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Gobbler Stadium on the campus of Cuero High School in Cuero, Texas. I am Ben Campos with my broadcast partner this evening, Mike Benson, and executive producer is Bo Wick. And Mike, here we are. It's kind of like a new slate for the Canyon Hawks. We turned the page from the regular season. We're now in the postseason. But unfortunately for them, they don't get that quote-unquote clean slate as they have been bitten by the injury bug to close out the 2018 season, and that bug is continuing to bite them as we start this playoff run.
Yeah, Ben, it's great to be here tonight. But, yeah, the injury bug has really bitten Canyon Lake pretty hard. Obviously, the big one, Jacob Ruff being out for the year, he's, a large part of their offense. And with so many injuries, that hurt them down the stretch. They started off 7-0, and then to end the season with a 3-game losing streak, 2 games that were really competitive, and then obviously last week's game, Liberty Hill, a monster powerhouse in 4A. They're number 3 in the state. But, just so many injuries, and they kind of limp in here, literally and figuratively, limp into the playoffs here. But you wonder if, with a week to prepare, do they have enough depth to find a way to get through a Needville team who's 6-4 on the season, coming off a loss as well, but seem to be getting their playmaker back from injury tonight. So can Canyon Lake find enough people on the bench to come through and get the win tonight?
It is going to have to be a next man up mentality that so many coaches do preach, especially here on the 4A level where your rosters aren't as loaded as the counterparts we might see at Smithson Valley or Canyon High School and those big 6A teams. You mentioned Jacob Ruff, 900 yards of total offense, and he's missed the back end of this season, so he is a critical component. They're going to have to rely on Tristan Chacon, who we mentioned in our pregame talk. He was a big component of that team last year, and here he is on a big stage. They're going to need a big night out of him.
He's got 132 carries coming into tonight. He's got 687 yards and 8 touchdowns. So he can produce, and he's going to have to step into that role, which is nice to have a senior who's been here before, so somebody you can rely on. And that really helps when you have a sophomore quarterback like Peyton McMullen. This is his first time on the big stage here. Will there be butterflies? What kind of poise will he have? It's really nice to have a senior behind him to kind of help him guide through these waters tonight.
One of the things that I hope Canyon Lake takes into this ball game is the experience that they get from playing in a tough district. You mentioned Liberty Hill, ranked number 3 in the state on this level, and you look at some of the scores they put up this year, 70s and 80s. That is, they are. I thought that was basketball scores, and even on the basketball level, that would have been high scoring. So very tough district. We all know about that district Canyon Lake plays in. On the other side of the football, Needville comes in, having played in a very tough district of their own, with the state power in their backyard in Sealy. So while we could brag about Canyon Lake being battle-tested, the Blue Jays come in just as much battle-tested.
Absolutely. Sealy, a top 7 team. I think they're number 7 in the state. Liberty Hill, we mentioned, they're 3rd in the state. So both these teams have played powerhouses. You've got other teams that are in those districts as well. Brazosport is in the same district with Sealy and Needville as well, and Bay City. And it's playoff time, You throw those old games out, anything can happen, but those games where you maybe got beat up a little bit like Canyon Lake did last week, you learn from that, and it toughens you up as you get ready for what's hopefully your stretch run to get back to maybe the 3rd round like the Hawks did last year, or even further than that.
You mentioned we talked about the injury bug in the open, and Needville not using that as an excuse. They lost their starting running back at the back part of the year, Ashton Stedrick, and he's one of the flashy players out of Houston. He's a 3-star athlete. He has offers from a Big 12 team in Baylor and from Texas State as well. He still is only a junior, so he'll have time to make that decision. Point is, he's a very explosive player, already rushed for over 1,500 yards on this season and has accounted for 27 touchdowns. Mike, when I was doing the prep for this, I thought it looks like Stedrick would be out of this ball game. And what happens to Needville's offense? It kind of slows down. Only 14 points in the past 2 weeks without him. But lo and behold, we've watched them warm up. And number 1 in the blue jersey, Ashton Stedrick, is going to play today.
Yeah, he comes in. himself, he's averaging 175 yards rushing a game. The team is averaging almost 300 yards rushing a game, so you would think they're just going to line it up, run the ball. They're also averaging another 160 through the air. We're talking 450 total offense, 37 points a game. This is a team that can move the ball, and if you get your number one playmaker back, that's going to light them up a little bit. So can Kenyon Lake find a way to neutralize him a little bit? Maybe you hope he's a little bit rusty, and you take advantage of that. He's going to be coming out hot, like you said. So it's going to be definitely a challenge for Coach Drum and the Hawks tonight.
He's Mike Benson. I am Ben Campos. Pregame festivities going on below us here at Gobbler Stadium. We'll take a break in our pregame coverage. When we come back, more as we talk about the lead-up between the Canyon Lake Hawks and the Needville Bluejays. This is the Hawks Network.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Comal ISD. The Comal Independent School District is a fast-growing and innovative district with more than 23,000 students. Families are attracted to Comal ISD because of its family values, neighborhood schools, and safe environments. Come to Comal ISD. And Chicken Express, home of world-famous chicken tenders and legendary Chicken-y sweet tea. Dine in, drive up, or drive through. We'll see you at Chicken Express. And Physicians Premier. Our conveniently located freestanding ERs are fully equipped and expertly staffed so you get the best care closest to home. At Physicians Premier, you'll find faster service, friendly doctors, and a comfortable level like no other. And Texas Regional Bank. Buying or building a home? We have construction and mortgage loans to help. For all your personal or business banking needs, Texas Regional Bank, the people you know. And Texas 46, a home-style hill country restaurant, has been in the Spring Branch community for over 30 years, where the focus is on a Lone Star favorite, slow-cooked barbecue. We can cater or host your next large event, too. Welcome to Texas 46.
Where Zaxby's is from. Some like it classic. Some like it saucy. For others, it's gotta be crispy. But everyone loves the flavor that brings us together. And whether you like it spicy or old school, you'll like it even more. Because Zaxby's 5 fan favorites are now just $5.99 each. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's.
And welcome back to Gobbler Stadium in Cuero, Texas, here on the Hawks Network. The Canyon Lake Hawks have come through their banner to the south end zone. We are awaiting the arrival of the Needville Bluejays as well. Pre-game festivities winding down. Ben Campos, Mike Benson with you to take a look at our starting lineups for tonight's ball game. For the Canyon Lake Hawks on offense and their offensive line, from left to right, Clay Weber, 6'2", 210-pound senior. At quick guard, Dylan Shepard, 5'9", 185-pound senior. The center is Nathan DeLeon at 6'1", 185 pounds, a senior. The strong guard, Braden Hodge, 5'10", 210 pounds, a junior. Strong tackle for the Hawks tonight, Marshall Netting, 5'11", 220 pounds, a junior. The swingman on the outside, Chance Martelli, 5'11", 160 pounds, a senior. And J.T. Green, 6'1", 215 pounds, a senior. The backfield for the Hawks tonight, at fullback, Caleb Allman, 5'9", 170 pounds, senior. The running back is Trenton Lorette at 5'11", 170 pounds. Trenton is a senior. The halfback, Tristan Chacon, 5'10", 180 pounds, a senior. The quarterback for the Hawks, Peyton McMullen at 6'2", 175 pounds. Peyton is a sophomore, completing 49% of his passes with a 4-3 touchdown interception ratio. For the Hawks on defense, it is a 4-3 defensive look. On the defensive line on the outside, Alex Harden at 5'10", 185 pounds, a junior. J.T. Green, 6'1", 215 pounds, a senior. In the interior line, Josh Allman, 5'9", 230 pounds, a senior, and Sean Pendleton, 6 foot, 225 pounds, a sophomore. In the linebacking core, Daniel Neal will be on the outside, 6'1", 175 pounds, a junior. In the middle, Grayson Lee, 6'1", 195 pounds, a senior. Playing the rover position for the Hawks is Stephen Sharp at 5'9", 160 pounds, a junior. The cornerbacks in the secondary, Caleb Allman, 5'9", 170 pounds, a senior, and Nick Rivera at 5'11", 165 pounds. Nick is a junior. The safeties, Trenton Lorette, 5'11", 170 pounds, senior, and Jacob Neal at 6'1", 175 pounds, a senior. Those are your starting lineups for the Canyon Lake Hawks tonight. Both teams are out on the field. We will have the presentation of the colors and our playing of our national anthem. That's our cue to step aside and wrap out pregame coverage here from Gobbler Stadium. I'm Ben Campos with Mike Benson on the Hawks Network. Kickoff coming your way on the other side of these breaks.
Sunday, September 23rd. Don't miss the 911 two-night premiere event.
Must be hard being a first responder.
And if you missed a heart-pounding second of 911 Season 1,
we have to get her to the hospital.
Watch it anytime on demand at Fox Now.
The only way to survive the job is to find a way to cope with the ones that lose. But when you actually save someone, there is no better feeling in the world.
I am going to get you out of here, I swear on my life.
911, the two-night premiere event starts Sunday, September 23rd on Fox.
It's starting to feel like a mega pick.
I'm loving this place already. You're digging, you're going through the layers. This is American history, and it's for sale. I'll take it.
Watch History Channel, GVTC, Channel 557.
Chris Glover.
Ben Campos, Mike Benson with you on a wonderful Friday night, the first round of playoffs in Texas high school football across the state. Mike, talked about this pregame. It's one of my favorite weeks of the sporting calendar. You have so many teams, big and small, throughout the state of Texas, everybody with the goal in mind of winning a state championship, and right now that goal is attainable, and it's just a wonderful feeling. We had to drive through a lot of small towns to get here, and you saw all the banners and signs at Dairy Queens and signs outside of high school. What a wonderful thing it is in the state of Texas.
It's absolutely. I mean, we always talk about how high school football is king in Texas, and it's never more prevalent than this time of the year. As I was driving through today, you know, going through towns like Giddings and LaGrange, and they've got their signs up, their flags up, and certain towns you pull in and it says welcome to whatever town it is, home of the Fightin' Hawks or whatever they are. Right. And everybody is ready. Businesses are shut down tonight because it is playoff time in Texas for high school football. No different here tonight. We have a pretty good sized crowd out here tonight. It's a little cold, a little travel for both of these teams. This is in between both San Antonio and the Houston area. So a little bit of travel tonight, but they braved the cold, and hopefully a victory for their team, hopefully to move on farther into the playoffs. It's a great time of year.
And if you can't be here, we thank you for being with us here on the Hawks Network. The captains are at midfield. As you heard the referee there, I believe it was Needville that won the toss and elected to defer, so we'll see what Canyon Lake is willing to do. Most likely will accept the kickoff. And that is exactly the call from Captain Trenton Lorette. They will receive and defend the north end zone. And Mike, good as time as any to talk about the keys to tonight's ball game. What does Canyon Lake need to do to advance to the second round of the playoffs?
Well, offensively, they have to establish what they want to do early. You don't want to get behind the chains. You want to make sure you gain something on first and second down. You don't want to be in a third and long situation, especially with people who might not have been playing all year long. Use that senior leadership of Trenton Lorette and Tristan Chacon in the backfield to help kind of guide Peyton McMullen through these rough waters. And defensively, you have to stop the playmaker. Obviously, he's back. Stedrick is back tonight. Such a weapon for them. You have to focus on him and not limit his touches, but you have to limit his explosive plays, because if he gets out and makes 20 and 30-yard gains and gets that offense excited and gets this crowd into it, it's going to be a long night.
It is artificial next turf here at Gobbler Stadium. In the north end zone, it is Cuero in white lettering. In the south, Gobblers. The Cuero Gobbler logo is at midfield. Canyon Lake is in their all-white jerseys with green numbers and green helmets with the gold CL look. Needville in their home jerseys tonight. It's royal blue jerseys with black numbers and white pants, white helmets. Kicking off for the Bluebirds, or excuse me, the Blue Jays, is Brian saying, well, that is a Bluebird.
Yeah.
Give me some here. Is Brian Santiago. 2 Hawks in deep receiving, including Tristan Chacon. It is a wobbly kick, and Chacon will let it bounce. He's got to get on it at the 5-yard line. Finally scoops it up on the near side, and there is nowhere for him to run. Bottled up and dropped as he crosses the 10-yard line. But it'll be a long field to go for the Canyon Lake Hawks, as a blunder to start special teams is how we start this ball game.
Well, you know, it seems like he thought maybe the ball was going to roll out of bounds, so they get that ball placed farther up the field. But then when it doesn't, you can't let it roll all the way back to the 5, and now you're stuck. So he took a gamble there. It did not pay off, and now this is what we talked about a few minutes ago. You can't make mistakes, and you can't get behind early. So now you have a long field for your first drive.
1st and 10 from the Blue Jay 11. Out of Here is Trenton Lorette across the 30, 35 to the 40. What a bust play there. Closer to midfield, and a big game by Trenton.
What a great play, just off to the right-hand side. A hole obviously just opened up, kind of fooled me on the handoff as well. And next thing you know, Lorette's busting down the right side for a huge gain out to the 46-yard line.
Well, I tried to describe the formation there, and then all of a sudden there's a lot of misdirection. I remember this is my first time calling the Hawks this year. You know the formation that is going to be. It's going to be bunch look. It's going to be kind of slot T, but watch the misdirection. Here on 1st down, handoff up the middle is Allman. And Allman is shy of midfield to the Blue Jay 49. It's going to be a gain of 3.
These quick handoffs have been successful. I remember calling the first game of the year for Canyon Lake and against Marble Falls, and really successful early on the first drive, kind of setting the tone for that game. A great start so far for the Hawks.
Check that. I said Blue Jay 49. It is the Hawk 49 still on their side of the field. Opening drive here for Canyon Lake in the ball game. Just under 11 minutes left in the first quarter. Canyon Lake to the line on 2nd down and 7. Handoff left side, a lot of running room for Chacon. Now into Blue Jay territory, makes a man miss across the 40. 35-30, finally tackled from behind, but not until he gets to the 25-yard line. What a run by Tristan.
I like what the Hawks are doing right now. They're mixing it up, using 3 different running backs on 3 different plays so far. Not the same look, not even the same play. They went to the right, to the middle, now out to the left, kind of spreading it around right here. A good start so far for Canyon Lake.
Both in direction and personnel. Canyon Lake mixing it up here on their opening drive. Now, last year versus Gatesville, Mike, the opening drive for Canyon Lake took nearly the entire first quarter, but right now Canyon Lake is quick with the ball as this handoff on 1st down goes back to Chacon across the 20. And to the 19-yard line, it'll be a gain of 6.
There's that senior leadership from Chacon right there. The quick handoff, he could have tried to bust it out to the outside and get to the sideline, saw the hole, a nice pivot, and cut back into the hole to pick up yardage on 1st down.
Well, Canyon Lake is a grinded-out type offense. They like to control the ball and control the clock, but it's tough to do that when you got big gains like 20 and 30-yard runs. Kind of counterintuitive, but I guess for Coach Charlie Drum, it is a good problem to have. Here on 2nd down and 4 for Canyon Lake. Handoff Allman, the fullback up the middle, carrying dudes with him, will be brought down at the 11, and another Canyon Lake 1st down.
There's so much motion and so much movement right there. Nick Rivera came behind just in motion back there and could have taken a handoff. The defense doesn't know where to go right now, and a nice game right up the middle.
Just bear with me on these numbers for Needville. Again, it's black numbers on blue jerseys. It's a little tough to see, especially with the glare from the lights. And, of course, I'm jealous looking at those in their JV uniforms right before us. Big numbers in white, a clear distinction.
Yeah.
Wish some of those guys were in. On 1st down and 10, handoff up the middle. I believe that's Allman once again. This time only 2, but he gets across the 10 to the 9.
Yeah, kind of very similar to the last play just a second ago. But once again, Nick Rivera kind of coming around in motion there. Looks like there's something they might be setting up later that could be available.
Keep an eye on that as we now approach 2nd down and 9. Now under 9 minutes left in the first quarter. Opening drive for Canyon Lake. No score here at Cuero High School. 2nd and 9 from the 9. Canyon Lake to the ball. Handoff. It's Lorette, right side, nowhere to go. Will fight his way forward. Good to get back to the line of scrimmage, but I think that's it.
Yeah, he didn't get much there. Needville kind of keyed on him on that play there. Brings up a 3rd and long. This is where you don't want to be. This is not a team that throws the ball a ton. Peyton McMullen only has 677 yards passing this year on the season. Not terrible, but they don't throw the ball a lot.
They will take their shots if they get the sense that the defense is starting to cheat. And now we've seen 2 straight plays of nothing going up the middle. Perhaps something is in the works. It is 3rd and 9 for the Hawks from the 9. Pitch to the outside is Lorette. He has a corner. He turns upfield, and he'll trot into the end zone. Touchdown, Canyon Lake.
What a great play call. Once again, fooled me. I thought the ball went up the middle, run to the outside, then use that outside speed to just get into the end zone. A fantastic start for the Canyon Lake Hawks to get on the board on the first drive, kind of setting the tone just like we said at the start of the broadcast.
It fooled you, it fooled me, and as they say, Mike, that it was by design.
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
do that. And it fooled some of the Needville defenders as well. A 9-yard touchdown run from Trenton Lorette, and he'll have the opportunity to add the extra point here out of the hold of Chance Martelli. Snap is down, kick on the way, and that kick is good. 7 minutes, 47 seconds left in the first quarter. Our new score, it's Canyon Lake 7. Needville will have their opportunity to get the ball here on the other side of these words.
Join us on the Hill Country Mile in Bernie's historic downtown for an old-fashioned holiday kickoff with all the trimmings at the 19th Annual Dickens on Main celebration, Thanksgiving weekend, November 23rd and 24th. Bring friends and family to welcome the Christmas season with live music, theatrical performances, carriage rides, Santa visits, and more along snowy Main Street. Admission is free, and the memories last a lifetime. Visit dickensonmain.com for all the details.
And welcome back to Cuero High School. Canyon Lake strikes first on a wonderful touchdown drive. And Mike, why don't you take us through that scoring drive?
It was a 7-play, 89-yard scoring drive. Trenton Lorette capping it off with a 9-yard touchdown run to put them up 7-0. A phenomenal start to the beginning of this game.
Let's keep it going for the Hawks here as they are up 7-0. But Needville will have the opportunity. It's an offense that is not shy in scoring points of their own. Trenton Lorette has the ball teed up for the Hawks. A trio of Blue Jays at the 10-yard line will await this kick. They fake the onside, and here comes the kick. It is high. It is caught by an up man at the 25-yard line. Reversing field, coming to the near side. Canyon Lake is there, and a body slam of a tackle at the 28-yard line. Good. A gang tackling for Canyon Lake. And I believe on that reception there was Grant Marish, the return man for Needville, and this will bring up the Needville offense. Kenny Hernser is their quarterback, a 6'2", 185-pound senior quarterback. He is good enough to play at the next level, just trying to figure things out for him. And to his right, Ashton Stedrick, the 3-star running back. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near from the 28-yard line. Handoff is fake. Hernser goes up the middle, has running room across the 40, spins forward to the 47-yard line, a big pickup on first down.
Yeah, that was a nice play, a nice fake by Hernser, and then got into the secondary. Broke some tackles, actually. Nice running by the quarterback. Canyon Lake's going to have to not let him break tackles. This is going to be a long night for them.
To the 46, quick to the line, the Blue Jays. Quick strike here to the outside, caught by Grace. Grace into Hawk territory, falls forward to the 46. That's Chris Grace, the 6'1", 165-pound senior.
Basically an extension of the running game right there, just a quick pass to the outside, getting in some space, get some moving down the field. But I think we have an injured player on the play.
Right at the midfield logo here at Cuero Stadium, it is a Hawk, and he is being attended to. Coach Charlie Drum comes out to check on him. We'll use this time to step aside. It is Canyon Lake 7, Needville 0 here with 7:11 left to go in the first quarter. This is the Hawks Network.
Let's get this flipping started. Wow, that's pretty neat. 2 teams, here's your $500, here's your time clock. Shop! You'll find great things that you can reinvent. You have to think outside the box. I think this could really work. It's really pretty. You got a deal?
Flea Market Flip, Sunday night at 8 on GAC.
Watch Great American Country GVTC Channel 162.
Welcome back to Cuero, Texas. We just missed the round of applause from both sides of the stadium. It was Sean Pendleton, the 6-foot, 220-pound sophomore. And, well, Mike, we talked about injuries pretty much all up and down our pregame show. Canyon Lake just can't afford anymore, and we'll see if Sean was able to come back in this ballgame.
Yeah, Dylan Shepard's his backup. He's a 5'9", 185-pound senior. Stepping in the role right now, but he walked off the field under his own power, so that's good. He might have just got rolled up on right there at the nose tackle position.
Second down and 3 from the Hawk 46, moving right to left are the Blue Jays. Snap, handoff to Stetrick. He's going to the right side, makes a man miss. Juke move inside to the 40-yard line before being thrown down. Coming up to make the tackle is Jacob Neal for the Hawks.
That was just a nice read by Hernser there. The play was almost blown up right up the middle by the defensive line, but then he got the ball out to Stedrick, and he made, like you said, a couple of juke moves, broke some tackles, and then got in open space.
Got to the Hawk 39, enough for a Blue Jay first down. Hawks with a 7-0 lead. This is the first chance for Needville touching the ball offensively with 6.5 left to go, opening period. Moving right to left is Needville. Fake the handoff to Stedrick, back to pass, looking downfield, has an open man, flag down, and he overshoots his intended receiver, Chris Jace, but we'll check the flag here on the near sideline at about the 25.
In the area of what you would think would be defensive holding right there, because it was before the ball was released, so we might have a penalty on the Hawks secondary here.
An overzealous ball boy here for Needville, giving us the indication that it will be pass interference. So the young man might have heard something from the referees. We'll check the official call here.
Before the pass was thrown, holding, defense, number 5, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Well, Mike, it was a good distinction that you made because the ball was thrown inside the 10, this flag around the 25, obviously before the ball came out, and that is the right call, defensive holding.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as bad as a pass interference, which would give you 15, but still it was an incomplete pass, and that hurts a little bit.
And an automatic first down now at the Hawk 29. Hernser has Stedrick to his left. Handoff is to Stedrick, going to his right. Hawks are there. But, you know, Mike, here's the thing. As Stedrick gets over for a gain of 7, it looks like the Hawks are there, but it's just that extra gear that Stedrick has, the ability to go upfield, and he ekes out 7 yards.
He has that burst. He kind of slow plays it, finds his hole, and then he bursts through it, and he's quick as well. And when I say quick, not fast, I mean he can move from side to side very laterally, very quickly.
Second down and 3 after the gain of 7. Hernser fakes the pitch and tries to go upfield, and there's nothing doing there. Great shot defensively. Alex Harden getting into the backfield and causing the loss.
Yeah, Harden was right there on that play, just exploding through the offensive line and kind of blowing that play up from the start.
An opportunity to get off the field for Canyon Lake defensively. It is 3rd and 5 from the 24-yard line. Line to get is the 19. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Stedrick to the right. They fake it to him. Go to a bubble screen to the right side. The receiver has it, turns upfield, has enough for a first down, and falls forward to the 16. Move the chains for Needville.
Yeah, you had both receivers kind of jumping back for the little screen there on the outside and kind of caused a little bit of confusion. Once again, just an extension of a running play right there.
1st and 10 after the completion to Dax Bridges. Handoff Stedrick goes to the left side, makes a man miss, turns upfield at the 10, spins forward to the 5, and finally is brought down. Making a touchdown-saving tackle for Canyon Lake is Daniel Neal.
Yeah, Neal with a great tackle there. Like you said, saving the touchdown before he got into the end zone there. It's just basically they're mirror images of each other on offense right now.
Quick to the line is Needville. Handoff. Stedrick goes up from 4 yards, and he'll fall into the end zone. Touchdown, Needville.
Same thing, a quick handoff right there, and Stedrick got through, and then once again had that little burst to kind of just hop over the defender as he crossed the goal line.
Well, we might be in for a good one tonight, partner, as both offenses were able to move the ball in their own manner and get into the end zone. Here's the all-important extra point by Santiago. Ball down, kick up, and that ball is good. It looked like it might have leaked a little bit to the right, but it got through the pipes, and we have a new score. 4:40 left to go in our opening period. Our new score is Needville 7, Canyon Lake 7. This is the Hawks Network.
There's been rumors that the Lyon family is broke. Those ain't rumors. That's the God's honest gospel.
The empire that we knew is dead. We got to build a brand new one from the start.
Do I know ahead or do I know ahead?
Miss an explosive moment from this season of Empire.
The Lions need to know how it feels to put your own into the ground.
You couldn't have known. Before the new episode Wednesday at 8, watch anytime on demand or Fox Now.
Well, Mike Benson, how about that touchdown drive for Needville? Is a good response for them.
9 plays, 72 yards, taking about 3 minutes off the clock. A 5-yard touchdown run by Ashton Shedrick right there. Made it look pretty easy. A quick drive. It's 7-7 with 4:46 left to go here in the first quarter.
Santiago has the ball teed up, kicking right to left, and deep receiving is Chacon for the Hawks. Let's hope for a better outcome here on this kickoff. It's high, it's spinning, it'll drop and fumbled. Allman was looking at it, and now it's a scrum at the 25-yard line. And I think Johnny on the spot there might have been Chacon. It wasn't. It is Trenton Lorette, and Lorette slams the ball down in frustration. But the Hawks do retain possession there at the 26.
Yeah, this is 2 kickoffs in a row where there's been a little trouble here. So you think Coach Charlie Drum might want to get that shored up real quick. There could be a mistake waiting to happen later on in the game that could change the course of this whole game.
You had 3 Hawks there, and it goes right through Allman's hands. And that leads to the fumble on the field. 1st and 10 for Canyon Lake. Handoff up the middle on a belly dive. It's Allman again. Allman able to streak out maybe a yard on that. It'll be 2nd down and long.
Yeah, the Blue Jays are waiting for that play right there. Just a 1-yard gain. We said earlier they want to make sure they stay ahead of the chains. You don't want to get here and end up with 3rd and 8 or 9 because you're going to have a tough time doing that all night long.
I know times have changed, especially since our days playing football, Mike, but a fullback that weighs 170 pounds tells you where we are now.
Yeah.
Good enough that they even have a fullback, but this style of football, you need one. Handoff left side, big running room for Canyon Lake. It's Nick Rivera across the 35 and the 40 to the 41.
4th different guy to carry the ball so far tonight out of the backfield for the Hawks. Rivera with a nice burst through the middle of the field. Like we said earlier, they're using the entire offense right now, the entire bench, and just getting people in and out and keeping them fresh. A great play. I want to see that, make sure that Canyon's holding on to the ball because the Blue Jays are going after that ball as they're coming from behind.
From the 41, moving left to right. Handoff Rivera once again. Stopped at the line of scrimmage, able to fight forward for 2. That'll get down to the 43.
Just a nice play off to the right side here, but a small gain of 2 yards. But Rivera, once again, in on the offense. Coach Drum using everybody that he can. That's what you have to do when your playmaker goes out for the season.
3 minutes, 13 seconds left to go in the first quarter. It's Canyon Lake 7, Needville 7. The second possession offensively for Canyon Lake, moving the ball here, facing a 2nd down and 8 from their own 43. Back to pass is McMullen looking downfield, had an open receiver, and Nick Rivera just overshot him. But Mike, we're talking about something cooking. Maybe they saw Needville sneaking up, and they decided to take a shot there to no avail.
He had Rivera there. What I'd like to see, and this is what we talked about earlier, McMullen's a sophomore. This is his first time in the playoffs. He kind of just turned and threw the ball to a spot without setting his feet. There was a little bit of pressure, but stay in the pocket and deliver that ball because Rivera was wide open.
Is this 4-down territory for Canyon Lake? If it is, this is going to change the personality of this play call. 3rd and 8. Canyon Lake to the line. Lorette to the left side. Has some blockers up there. Turns upfield across midfield. Got a 1st down into Blue Jay territory and flung out of bounds. No flag there as it looked like he might have gotten hit late. But they'll spot him at the Blue Jay 37 yards. And most importantly, Mike, this drive continues, another 1st down.
Basically just like a sweet play off to the left side, and Lorette kind of got it around the end. Basically the same play they ran for the touchdown just a few minutes ago. It looked like he might have stepped out on his own, and then the defenders continued and tackled him out. I'm assuming the refs just thought that maybe they didn't know he was out of bounds because of the way he kept running. So no penalty there.
They did stop him at the 37, was flung out of bounds with force at the 30. Handoff Chacon, left side, lowers his shoulder, and is able to barrel across the defender to the 33-yard line, perhaps a little shy of the 33. Give him the 34. It'll be a gain of about 3.
See, also you mentioned earlier the size of Caleb Allman, the fullback. when your halfback is your bruiser at 180, he's the largest of the backs that you're using tonight. Yeah, this is reminiscent of those Smithson Valley teams where everybody on the team is about 189 and about 5'10".
Well, you look at how the school district draws up those lines. Not a lot of difference between those at Smithson Valley and here at Canyon Lake. 2nd down and 7 for the Hawks. Hand off to Allman up the middle on a belly dive. He's able to get 2.
Caleb Allman on the carry.
Yeah, just a small dive play up the middle. That play's kind of been stuffed the last few times they've run it. That surprise has kind of gone away for the Blue Jays there. They're kind of waiting for that.
Under now 2 minutes in the first quarter. Tie ball game 7-7. Canyon Lake, no sense of urgency here. But again, if the last series of downs was perhaps 4-down territory, it's the same thing here. You're faced with a 3rd and 6. We'll see what Charlie Drum has lined up. From the 32, handoff. Chacon, left side. The Blue Jays are there, and they stop Chacon in his tracks. Oh, it's going to go down for a loss of 2.
Yeah, they kind of just try to run just off tackle a little bit on the left-hand side there. The Hawks have had more success running on the outside this drive, so looks like they're going to go for it here. The offense staying on the field. It had to be 4-down territory. You're not going to punt from inside the 40, and it's too far for a field goal, so especially in high school football.
Good friend Brant Freeman calls this the maroon zone, not quite really the red zone, but again, you're not really thinking about a punt if it goes into the end zone. You've only netted 14 yards of field position, so let's play the odds, and let's see. On 4th and 7, can the Hawks do that? Oh, flags. The Hawks weren't set.
No.
They had a pass play, and Trenton Lorette is looking back at McMullen.
Yeah, you have to give – he didn't give him a chance to get set up there at all. He was still in motion to get to the outside and was about to do the motion toward the referee like, am I lined up, and the ball was already snapped.
We'll get the call here from our official. He'll call it illegal motion. Call it what you will. It's 5 yards, and decision time for Charlie Drum. You know, Mike, at some point you got to think this Needville offense is going to move the football, whether it's a field position of 20 or 40 or something. So let's play the odds, and I think Charlie Drum is saying, I still believe in my team to pick up 12 yards.
Yeah, my offense can do this. They've done it a couple times already today on the 3rd and long, so let's go for it on 4th.
4th and 12, bat to pass. McMullen hit as he throws, the ball comes out, and Needville will, no matter if they get on this fumble, it'll be their ball at that spot, and it'll be shy of midfield, still in Blue Jay territory. Officially, it was a fumble recovery, so Needville gets the turnover there, and we'll have a short field.
Yeah, McMullen didn't see him from his backside at all and went back to throw the ball, and as soon as he went back and brought his arm up, he got hit and the ball popped out.
What I hope this isn't, Mike, is a game of who blinks first, who has a blemish on this drive chart that for the moment appeared to have been touchdown, touchdown. Could Canyon Lake put a touchdown? Well, they blinked first, and now it'll be up to the defense. From their own 49, bat to pass. Hernser steps up and fires. He has his man. It's Chance, and it's Grace, and Grace lets that slip between his hands. Had a sure touchdown, and it hits the ground.
Wow, that is an absolute gift right there from Chris Grace to just drop that pass. He had beaten the defender easily, was wide open, and would have walked into the end zone.
2nd down and 10. Final 26 seconds of this quarter. Tie ball game 7-7. Needville from their own 49. Hand off to Stedrick, who goes up the middle. Flag comes in. It's going to be a face mask. Forward progress is given into Hawk territory. Maybe the 48, the 49 for sure. But you heard it from the fans, and we saw it up here in the booth, Mike. This is going to be a face mask.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a face mask right there. They grabbed him and basically turned his whole head as he was trying to cut through the hole right there. So that's going to be another 15 added to this play right here.
So defensively, 2 penalties that have given Needville first downs for the Hawks. Offensively, a penalty that killed a drive, essentially, when you're looking to convert on a 4th down. So the penalty bug as well as the injury bug proverbially biting Canyon Lake early in this ball game. 1st and 10, Needville from the Canyon Lake 34-yard line. They fake it to Stedrick. Hernser, the quarterback, looking to make moves across the right side, lowers a shoulder and is met at the 30 after a gain of 4.
Yeah, Needville kind of running what's very popular in the NFL and college right now, the RPO offense, kind of letting the quarterback decide what to do with the play, and Hernser kind of kept the ball there and got a good gain.
We got a good one here in Cuero. We've put one quarter in the books. It's Canyon Lake 7, Needville 7. The ball and driving. You're listening to the Hawks Network.
If you bank at Frost, we'll help keep your money safe. If you use your Frost debit card, the chip will make it more secure. If there's a suspicious transaction on your card, you'll get an alert. If you do, you can freeze your card with the Frost app. If you lose your phone, Touch ID login will help keep the app secure. Of course, if all you need is help from people who care, we've got that too.
Welcome back to Cuero, Texas, home of the Gobblers, as they are the host tonight for this first round matchup between Canyon Lake and Needville. Right now, a good one going. Canyon Lake 7, Needville 7. After they have exchanged touchdowns, Canyon Lake on their second possession fumbled the ball on fourth down. Needville recovered, sets up a short field, and this is the possession that we have now with the Blue Jays driving, now moving left to right.
Yeah, 2nd and 6 coming up here for the Blue Jays. Can the Hawks get a stop and have both teams, as you said, blink now, so the Hawks aren't down by touchdown already?
From the 30, Hernser on the fake will keep it, comes to the right side, steps out of bounds at the 25. It'll depend on the spot whether or not he has enough for a first down, and with this spot, I think he's short.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be about a yard short right there, giving the Hawks another opportunity to maybe get a stop here or at least force a fourth down and force a decision from the Blue Jays.
I think the way this is going, we're going to see a lot of fourth down conversions from both of these ball clubs. 3rd and 1 for Needville from the Hawk 25. Quick pass to the far side is gathered. It's Bridges across the 20, 15, 10-5. Will high step into the end zone. Touchdown, Needville.
No, it looks like they called him out. I think he stepped out at the 5.
Good catch, Mike Benson. Actually, that was Walker Warnicki, the sophomore receiver on the far sideline. Tries to tight rope it, but his momentum takes it out at the 5. Nonetheless, it's 1st and goal.
A nice little pass to the outside of screenplay again, bubble screen, if you will. And it looked like he got into the end zone, but then all of a sudden the ref stopped him right there on the 5.
You know, these artificial turf fields, they do get a glare off the lights, and it is tough to see on that far sideline. On 1st and goal, Hernser will try the left side, takes a nice step up across the goal line and into the end zone. Nice cut move by the quarterback, Kenny Hernser, and he gets in from 5 yards out.
Yeah, they look like they had Hernser dead to rights in the backfield, and then he made a move very similar to what Ashton Stedrick's been doing on the field tonight. Broke a couple tackles, then found his way into the end zone.
You do that to take advantage of an over-aggressive pursuit, to cut it back towards the inside. And the talented runners for Needville taking advantage of that as Santiago is on for the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. 11:22 left to go here before the half. Our new score, Needville 14, Canyon Lake 7 here on the Hawks Network.
FX. What does this symbol mean?
Holy moly!
That I do know.
You knew that.
I did know that.
That is definitely bigger than the last one.
And welcome back to Cuero, Texas. Mike, Needville responds, and we knew that they had the ability, and that was a nice drive on a short field.
Yeah, 5-play, 51-yard drive, taking not a lot of time off the clock. Once again, it was a short field, like you said, off the fumble recovery. Quarterback Kenny Hernser with a 5-yard touchdown run, making it 14-7 Blue Jays with 11:22 to go in the first half.
Santiago with the ball teed up. Canyon Lake better perform here. They fumbled the last 2 kickoffs. It's again short. It's again high. And this is fielded by Canyon Lake cleanly at the 24-yard line with a head of steam and a nice move. Going upfield is Rivera. And Canyon Lake will get a good starting field position here from from their own 39-yard line, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like they fixed the problem now on the kickoff. They got a nice little return there, about 10, 12 yards to get out to the 39-yard line. So good field position to start this drive.
Canyon Lake needs to respond here, now trailing 14-7. 11 minutes, 17 seconds left to go before the half. McMullen brings the team to the line, and there's another penalty will go against Canyon Lake. And, you know, you just can't have it, Mike. Really, there's no such thing as a well-timed penalty, but you're trying to get a very important drive off the ground. And on the first play, it is a pre-snap infraction.
Yeah, that's a swingman, Chase Martelli, and that's one of your seniors. He has to know better than that. He just kind of exploded off the line there. You got to know you're the swingman, so you're faster than all the linemen anyway. They're going to be able to tell instantly when you move before the linemen do.
Perhaps a pass play dialed up on
Yeah.
first down. That's the only thing I could think of as he was running down the seam. Now 1st and 15 for Canyon Lake. Allman, the fullback, gets it on a quick dive, met at the line of scrimmage, able to fight forward to the 36 and gain a 2.
This is what we talked about pregame. You know, you don't want to fall behind the chains. It's one thing to be 2nd and 3rd and 8 or 9. Now you have 2nd and 14 because of a penalty. Maybe call it 13. Just a mental mistake, and it's putting your offense, which is not. They can move the ball, but to have to throw the ball if you have 3rd and long, that's going to present a problem.
2nd down and 13 from the Hawk 36. Inside give. Chacon met at the line of scrimmage and is able to carry defenders with him to the 40-yard line. Back to the original line of scrimmage, perhaps, but it'll be 3rd and long.
Since that first drive, it seems like everything up the middle hasn't really worked, or just right along the line of scrimmage hasn't really worked as much anymore at the point of attack. The Hawks, I look for them to go back to the outside. That's where they've had the speed to get around this defense and make some plays.
Another 3rd and long opportunity here for the Canyon Lake offense. Just now approaching 10 minutes ago before the half, trailing 14-7. To the line is McMullen. Sending man in motion, it's Rivera. They fake it to him, rolls to the left, fires, has a man, and he overshot him off the fingertips of Chance Martelli, the swingman. And perhaps a little bit more touch, and Martelli's able to run underneath it, but had his arm out there and just off the fingertips.
You know what, though? As I was watching Martelli run down the field, I don't want to put it all on him, but he kind of had a stutter step as the ball was flying toward him. If he just keeps running through that, he might be able to run into that pass. You're right, though. A little bit more touch might have helped there.
Trenton Lorette on. Plays on the soccer team in the spring. He's averaging 37 yards a punt, gathers it, sends a sidewinder that bounces at the 35, and will continue to roll, takes a Hawks bounce, and dies right before the 20-yard line at the 22, down by Tristan Chacon. Well, Mike, Canyon Lake goes 3 and out in a very important possession, and we talk about maybe trying to trade blows with Needville. Certainly you can't go down 2 scores.
Yeah, you don't want to go down 2 scores with this team that you haven't been able to stop so far. You don't want to think back to previous games where teams have run the ball on you a lot, but it's not a good start for the defense. The defense kind of needs to make a stand to show Coach Drum, okay, we can stop this team. We can get the ball back to our offense so they can tie this thing up.
Worst field position tonight for Needville at their own 22-yard line. With 9:49 left to go here in the second quarter. On 1st and 10, moving left to right. Hernser, bat to pass. Nobody's open. Rolls to his left now, flings it downfield, and that ball is a jump ball and almost intercepted. He'll have to settle for an incomplete pass, but what a play defensively for Canyon Lake by Jacob Neal.
Yeah, Jacob Neal with a phenomenal play. Kind of read that ball as it was coming through the air, and basically the wide receiver had to become a defender there because Neal was in position to make that catch.
Seemed like he had it and just couldn't fight with the receiver on the way down. Nonetheless, the ball gets dislodged. We'll take that. It is 2nd down and 10 for Needville from their own 22. Offensive substitutions for Canyon Lake. 2 receivers to the near side, 3 to the far from the far hash. Lone in the backfield is Hernser. A quick pass is a bubble screen. The receiver has it, turns upfield across the 30, enough for a Blue Jay first down, dives forward to the 34-yard line. It's a good pickup there, I believe, by Walter Warnke.
Yeah, Needville took advantage of an over-aggressive defensive back there, just kind of coming up to try and break up the play, took the wrong angle. Next thing you know, receivers cutting into the inside and running down for a big play.
1st and 10, Needville now at their own 34. Bat to pass, Hernser. Quick pass down the far sideline. It's one-on-one coverage, and just inside of the receiver, Chris Grace. Good man-to-man coverage on the far side, I believe. In coverage, that's Allman.
Yeah, that ball was a little bit overthrown. Obviously, you could hear the fans clamoring for a pass interference call there. But it looked like it was pretty good coverage, and the ball just thrown a little bit too far. So Needville kind of going to the air attack on this drive so far. A little surprising with as much success as they've had on the ground so far. But the Hawks defense will take it.
Haven't seen Ashton Stredrick so far on this possession. But it is 2nd down and 10 for Needville. Stedrick now alone in the backfield with Hernser to the right of him, 3 receivers to the near side. They fake it to Ashton, and it'll be Hernser up the middle, and the Hawks are there to throw him back. Good tackle in the backfield by Daniel Neal.
Hey, Daniel Neal broke that one up, just kind of exploded through the middle and got Hernser down before he could make a move and break a tackle. So now you put the Blue Jays in 3rd and long for the first time today. It looks like a 3rd and just about 11 as we're here with about 9 minutes to go in the second quarter.
With Needville up 14-7, Neal with that tackle came into this ball game with 38 on the year and 3 tackles for loss. He now has 4 on the year. 3 receivers here to the near side. Bat to pass Hernser. He'll look to the near side. It's a slant route that's caught by Bridges across midfield in the Hawk territory as he extends the football to the 49-yard line. A quick slant is enough to get Needville a first down.
You called it. That was just a nicely done quick slant, wide open across the middle. The Hawks giving them a lot of room at the line of scrimmage, giving the receivers a lot of room, not wanting to get beat deep, but they're giving them so much cushion.
1st and 10 now from the Hawk side of the field. Back to pass Hernser. Hit as he throws. Ball hanging up, and that is in and out of the hands of Bridges, who just had that catch on the slant. It looked like he had a step on the defender, but just couldn't haul it in.
Yeah, he had a step on him, but it looked like as I was watching, his feet were kind of already going out of bounds before the ball even got to him. So had he even pulled it down, the ball was thrown a little out of bounds, and he was not aware of where he was on the field.
Bridges, one of 2 sophomores in the receiving corps for Needville. He's a good one, already with 3 touchdowns on the year. On 2nd down and 10, quick wide receiver screen to the far side. I believe that's Warnicki again. Gets deeper into Hawk territory at the 44 before being turned away. Allman amongst others there for the Hawks. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, a better job this time of getting the tackle. Almost had him for a loss again, another broken tackle, and then they only got 4 or 5 yards this time, setting up a 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5 for Needville. Can Canyon Lake defensively get off the field? 3 receivers here to the near side. Quick sling is caught by the receiver. That's Warnicki. He's going to be shy on that wide receiver screen down to the 42. It'll be 4th down and about 3.
Nick Rivera with a nice play coming off the corner there to make the tackle, which looks like Needville's calling a timeout.
They might be because an offensive lineman just lost his helmet, and he comes racing off the field. That's Chris Hine, who lost his helmet, and I think that Coach Giles here may take a timeout. One, we haven't really had a stoppage of play with the clock now running inside of 7 minutes. Yeah. And I think this is what he's going to do. He's going to let the play clock drip down and call a timeout here, and this will allow also Hine to get back into the ball game because he missed because he lost his helmet on that play.
So, yes, he wouldn't have to miss a play here. I was wondering, you don't usually see the coach walk out and talk to the official during the right before a 4th down play.
Well, let's talk about this Needville team briefly here. They come out of District 13-4A. They're kind of in that Houston area, Sugarland area. If I give you the teams that they're responsible for playing in District, you'll get a sense. El Campo and Bay City, Columbia, Brazosport, and, of course, we mentioned the State Power Sealy. You see the big sign in Sealy as you drive into Houston on I-10. So that lets you know what side of Texas that they're playing from. And they come from a town of only 2,800 people, but you look at the crowd that followed them here and the number of players on their sideline. It is a proud program, and the people in Needville love their Blue Jay football.
Yeah, they love their Blue Jay football. There is a really good-sized Needville crowd here, maybe even more than on the Canyon Lake Hawks side across the field from us. But they're a pretty solid team with teams like Cal Allen from Corpus, that perennial power on their non-district schedule. A tough year for them.
4th and 3 for the Blue Jays. Fake the handoff. Hernser, bat to pass. He's in trouble. He's going to roll to the right. The Hawks are there. Can they push him out of bounds before he extends the football? It's going to come down on the spot, and the referee has him out at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, I think that's a good call by the ref. Obviously, we can't see the sideline here because the players are in front of us. We can't see where he stepped, but that's going to be a 1st down for Canyon Lake as they stopped him 1 yard short. And That's the defensive stop, Ben, we were talking about just a few moments ago. Can the Hawks get that stop? Mark that down with 6:56 to go. 6:53 to go in the second quarter. That's the first stop of the game. Could be a turning point for this game.
What a stand by the Canyon Lake Hawks to turn away Kenny Hernser. And, Mike, you make up a good point. It's here on the near sideline. You have the players down. You have the coaches there. We did not get a good look of where Hernser stepped out, but we did see him try to extend the football. Referee was there, had the best angle, and marked him at the 40-yard line. 1st and 10, Canyon Lake. From that point, handoff coming to the near side is Rivera, and he is stopped before he's able to turn upfield. He's going to lose one.
Yeah, those quick handoffs that are kind of going right at the point of attack have not worked much since that first half, as I mentioned a few minutes ago. And I don't want to beat a dead horse over here, but you would think they would go back to the outside where they've had most of their success today. So we'll see if Coach Drum changes it up a little bit.
Well, we taught pregame how important the battle in the trenches is going to be, both defensively and offensively for Canyon Lake. And I will say the past couple of possessions, Needville has been winning at the point of attack. On 2nd down and 11, here's your pitch to the outside. Rivera, Canyon Lake has it well blocked, spins out of a tackle at the 45 and goes forward to about the 47-yard line. Great run there on 2nd and long.
A little bit of a wrinkle there, just kind of a fake, like a fake dive and then a pitch to the outside to Rivera. But there you go. Got to the outside, got 6 or 7 yards. Now you bring up, you've got a 3rd and what looks as they're moving the chains, still 3rd and 3.5.
I'll call it 3rd and 3 there. Either way, Mike, very manageable when you consider the last play was 2nd down and 11. All things considered, Canyon Lake in a good spot here as we are now under 6 minutes and the Hawks trailing 14-7. Sending man motion right to left. It's Lorette. They give it to Lorette. He has blockers across midfield now into Blue Jay territory. Got a great block there. Turns upfield at the 30. Inside the 25-20. Finally flung down by a Blue Jay defender at the 18-yard line. What a run on 3rd and short.
What I like there by Trenton Lorette is he was patient. He waited for his blocks, and then once he got that block on the outside, he didn't continue down the sideline, Ben. He actually cut back in, and because he did that, he was able to get about 15, 20 more yards on that play right there to get them now inside the red zone at the 18-yard line.
It was Jacob Neal with the all-important block that sprung Trenton Lorette, senior leader on this team. Kind of a do-everything guy defensively. Will even kick the football for you. 1st and 10 from the 18. Handoff, Allman up the middle. He's got some running room across the 10 and dives forward. And Mike, he's down at the 5, but it just goes to show you when you loosen things up on the outside, the inside opens up.
Exactly. They were focusing so much on the inside, as you talked about cheating earlier. They took some shots down the field through the air. Now they got the ball back to the outside. Opens up the middle a little bit because they realize, okay, they're burning us to the outside. We can't put everybody in the box. And now that play was open right there. A great drive, a great response right now by the Hawk offense. It looked like the defense kind of rejuvenated this team by showing, okay, we got to stop. No, you go do your thing.
1st and goal from the 5. Lorette, the man in motion. Quick hit. Allman up the middle. Dives forward across the goal line. He's in there. Touchdown, Canyon Lake.
A nice little handoff, quick handoff up the middle again. Like we just talked about, the middle is open, and it looked like we are waiting and 1 extra point away from having a tie ball game.
What a run there by Caleb Allman. He had the 2 gives inside, and he finishes the final 10 yards of this Canyon Lake drive. And Trenton Lorette will come on to attempt the extra point that would be the equalizer. Good snap, good hold, kick on the way, and that kick is good. 4:29 left to go before the half. We have a new score. It's Canyon Lake 14, Needville 14. You're listening to high school football on the Hawks Network.
Hey, partner.
Missed an episode of Lethal Weapon?
I take this partnership thing very seriously.
You can watch it anytime.
Big day for us, buddy. Hey, Cole, you're on fire. No, man, we both crushed it. No, you are literally on fire. Your arm. Come on. Jump! Maybe we just have different styles. Yours is working out really well for you.
Lethal Weapon, all new Tuesdays on Fox.
I knew I should have retired.
Or watch it anytime on demand or Fox Now.
Ben Campos, Mike Benson with you. And Mike, you said it best in the break. We have a ball game.
Yeah, we absolutely do. Now, you had a drive there. How many plays was it? We had, it looks like it was a 60-yard drive. Allman with a 5-yard touchdown run. 4:29 to go in the second half. This game is all knotted up now after a great stand by the defense for Canyon Lake, forcing a 4th down stop. just 1 yard short, and then the offense just moved down the field and kind of changed things up from what they were doing. We got a tie game here with about 4 minutes to go till halftime, Ben.
Here comes the kickoff for the Hawks as they have 3 players around. It's see who puts the foot into it. It's a high spinning kick that came from Nash Young. Return coming here to the near side. Across the 35-40, the return man slips out of a tackle at the 45-yard line. Returning the ball for Needville there, I believe, is number 6, Le'Veon Weathersby. And he has Needville set up in good field position once again now to the 46.
Yeah, they're starting at the 46-yard line. Neither team is really booming the ball down the field on kickoffs tonight. But this is about the same spot of the field where they got the ball, or they had the ball when they got stopped on 4th down, I should say, a few minutes ago. So can the Hawks defense do it again?
So kind of pick up where you left off for Needville, except Canyon Lake now has equalized the game at 14, now 4:22 before the half. 3 receivers here to the near side, 1 to the far. Canyon Lake and Coach Charlie Drum will take a timeout here. Good chance for the defense to take their break. As we talk about Canyon Lake, and you mentioned it in the opening, not really bringing a lot of momentum into this ball game, Mike. You dropped the first game of the year. The first loss of the year came in Week 9 versus Fredericksburg, a hard-fought game, 21-14. Then you drop the game next week to district runner-up Lampasas. And then I think it's excusable if they drop the game on the road to Liberty Hill. Liberty Hill of power. Nonetheless, perhaps the 3 toughest teams on their schedule they dropped to close out the season.
Yeah, that's not what you want going into the playoffs. But, you know, Coach Drum is the coach for a reason and rallies the guys and like, okay, we can't do anything about that now. It's a new season now. We started off the season with a win. Let's start off this new season with a win and move forward into the playoffs.
That's a good way to look at it. And no doubt what Charlie Drum is preaching as we're about to return to play. 1st and 10 Needville from their own 46. Quick wide receiver screen look. The ball is dropped. Before the receiver had a chance to go upfield, it'll be incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, just a drop, though. Just like you said, no other way to put that. The ball was just dropped by the receiver on the outside. They keep going to that screen. It makes me wonder, and if Canyon Lake's going to try and jump that later on in the game, if Needville's waiting for that to happen so they can go deep, because there's so much cushion at the line of scrimmage right now from the Hawk defenders.
They'll keep this formation, 3 receivers to the left for Hernser from the near pass. Here's a pump fake. He'll tuck it and run to the left side. Still keeping his eyes downfield, squares his shoulders, and just lets this go out of bounds. The Hawks had good coverage in their secondary, and they forced kind of a coverage sack there. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a great job by the Hawk secondary to keep everybody in coverage. Hernser couldn't find anywhere to go with the ball. Looked like he maybe was going to tuck it and run there for a second, but then they decided just to keep looking downfield, had to get rid of the ball. Now you have 3rd and 10. This is what you want for the Hawks defense.
Last time the Hawks forced a turnover on downs. Can they do it again? 3rd and 10 for Needville. From their own 46-yard line. Pump fake. Now it's given to Stedrick on a draw. Across midfield into Hawk territory now. Will be shy of the 1st down as he is thrown down at the 46. But this 4th down becomes that much more manageable. It'll be 4th and 2.
Yeah, it's 4th and 2 now. They, once again, had Stedrick maybe only getting 2-3 yards. He breaks tackles and such an elusive running back, and he ends up turning into an 8-yard gain.
4th and 2 for Needville. They have 2 receivers to the left. They have a tight end to the left, strong left formation. Stedrick is to the right of Hernser, and they will call a timeout here. Canyon Lake will. That is their 2nd of the half with 3:33 left to go. Before the half here in a tie ball game, 14-14. You mentioned Kenny Hernser, the quarterback. He spells his last name Hrncir. Only 1 vowel in that name. I guess, you know, I always joke that I didn't have a middle name because the ink cost too much at the time. They were printing my birth certificate. Perhaps somewhere down the line you just eliminate a lot of the vowels. And you have that pronunciation of Hernser, but you said you've heard that last name before.
Yeah, actually in San Antonio, my stepmom worked as she's an educator, a PE teacher, and one of her former coworkers, I'm not sure if she's still there or not, but her last name was Hernser. I think she was either my younger brother or younger sister's kindergarten teacher. I cannot remember which one. It was a long time ago, but it was that same last name.
You were more comfortable than when I saw the starting lineup, and I'm saying, well, how am I going to pronounce that name? And a couple of emails to Coach Mike Giles later, and finally I had my answer, but I was sweating it there in the lead up to this ball game. Here we are, 4th down and 2. The team is back on the field. They need to get to the Hawk 44-yard line. Movement along the line. And this will be the first penalty against Needville, and it is a costly one.
Yeah, I saw the Hawks defensive line move a little bit. They did not cross into the neutral zone, but then you saw that offensive line move, and there was pointing, obviously, by the defensive lineman because they see everything once a lineman moves.
Lateral movement, you're right, did not cross that neutral zone, but Needville, 3:33, that's only 1 second that they'll add back on. So this pushes Needville back into their own territory at their own 49. Need to get to the Hawk 44 for a first down. They'll keep the offense out there here on 4th and 7. Now Hernser, he'll take it. He'll roll to the right. Now this will be a rugby-style punt with nobody back there. Lorette's going to let this bounce and just get away from it, Trenton. It's going to roll into the end zone, and it does. Oh, what a play there. Canyon Lake, you're going to need a lucky bounce here and there, and they got one as that ball rolled into the end zone.
Yeah, Trent Lorette, he made a good play, Ben, by getting away from it, but I'd like to see him get a little bit further away from the ball next time because that ball is not just specially round. It can go any which way it wants. You know this. So it was a great bounce, so it barely rolled into the end zone before it was stopped by the Blue Jay special teams unit.
Well, we mentioned this in the opening possession. Canyon Lake really a grinded-out type offense, but they were able to move the ball fairly quickly and get a touchdown on a long field on that opening possession. Here with 3:23 left to go before the break, Canyon Lake has the opportunity here to take the lead going into the halftime. Handoff Chacon. He'll try the left side, has some running room. Breaks a man miss at the 30. Now the 40 cuts back in and runs through a player to the 49-yard line, just shy of midfield. What a run by Tristan Chacon.
We called him the quote-unquote bruiser at, a solid 180 pounds, and he decided to lower his shoulder as he got to midfield all the way out to the 48-yard line. That play just took, it's the first play of the drive and a great start for the Hawk offense.
One timeout left for Canyon Lake now at their own 48. They could take a breath here as we are now inside of 3 minutes. To the line are the Hawks. And in man in motion, it's Rivera from left to right. Inside give. I believe that's Chacon. And Chacon's going to lose some yards here. Loses 2 back to the 46.
Yeah, that inside give. Once again, that play just hasn't really worked exclusively over the last few drives. But a nice shot because you went to the outside just a second ago. But I like the play calling so far. Quick. Different players getting different personnel in and out of the lineup and keeping Needville guessing.
Above all else, Mike, Needville cannot see the ball here. That needs to be the goal here. Before the half, Needville's offense cannot touch the ball. Now, how Charlie Drum chooses to play this the rest of the 2 minutes before the half will be up to him as he hands off to Rivera, almost able to bust free. It gets to the original line of scrimmage. The ball came out at the end, but the referees have Rivera down, and I think this is a lucky call here for Canyon Lake. It appeared to me that Rivera was on top of another player as the ball came punched out, but the referee came in and blew him dead.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of, if maybe what we couldn't see possibly, was that maybe Rivera's forearm went on the ground and the ball was punched loose. But, yeah, you're right. His body was laying on top of other bodies.
Coach Giles for Needville electing not to take any timeouts here as the clock runs. Approaching a minute and a half. Needville has 2 timeouts. This will be 3rd down and 10 for Canyon Lake from their own 48-yard line. They fake the handoff. McMullen back to pass up the seam, and that ball is incomplete. Any flag there? I thought contact was early. Pass was intended for number 30, J.T. Green. No flags. It'll be incomplete and 4th down.
Yeah, I looked for the same thing. There might have been a little bit of contact there early as the ball was in the air, but ball really wasn't on the money anyway. I don't know if you could say it was uncatchable, but no flag, and it looks like we're going to have a punt here from the Hawks.
And the clock stops at a minute 27. Needville with 2 timeouts. Lorette in deep punt. Averaging 37 yards a kick. Right foot into it. It's a high spinning kick on the far sideline will take a Blue Jay bounce and a Hawk bounce, and will kind of die dead there at about the 23, 24-yard line. So a long field for Needville, but Mike, they're no stranger to taking shots deep. This is an offense that could cover a lot of ground and in a hurry.
Yeah, this is an offense that comes in averaging about 190 yards a game passing the ball, or excuse me, 160 yards a game passing the ball. So they've taken shots down the field earlier today with a minute 15 to go. We're not out of the woods yet for the Hawks.
No, not at all. But it's interesting to note here, defenses might be settling down. The last 2 times the defenses have been out there for both teams have resulted in 3-and-out punts. So something to keep an eye on here as we wait the final minute 15. Bat to pass on first down. Out of the backfield, ball's connected to Ashton Stedrick. Lorette with a sure tackle across the 33. Going to be shy of the first down on a gain of 9.
Yeah, shy of the first down is the key there. The clock does not stop, so it's going to make Needville go into that hurry-up mode there as they don't want to use a timeout.
Still 2 timeouts in their pocket here on second down and short. Bat to pass Hernser, and there is a pre-snap penalty, or at least pre-snap whistle. We'll check the referee. Coach Drum out on the field. And we'll get a call here from the referee, I'm sure. Well, he wants to sign an illegal procedure penalty, but the umpire is marking off against Canyon Lake. Well, this is interesting.
I'm not sure what the call is.
Substitution infraction, 12 men on the defense. 5-yard penalty.
Okay.
12 men on the field.
1st and 10 for Needville now at the 37. Under a minute. Bat to pass Hernser. Pocket collapses. He'll tuck it and run across the 45. Now into midfield. Gets a block as he steps out of bounds at the Hawk 44-yard line. It's a big gain now into Canyon Lake territory.
And he got out of bounds, which stops the clock. There's 42 seconds to go. The first down, they moved the chains with the clock stopped. And Needville in motion here with still 2 timeouts, like you said, in their back pocket.
3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Stedrick to the right of Hernser. Here comes the blitz from the Hawks. Pocket collapses again. He'll step up and run. Does Hernser across the 30-yard line. Going down the sideline, now inside the 20. Comes out of bounds at the 16. It's a good run. 2 good ones for Kenny Hernser. And he has the Needville offense inside the red zone.
Yeah, and the coaches are really upset right now screaming because the clock is still running. They lost about 8 seconds off the clock there. He went out of bounds with like 38, 39 seconds on the clock, and it's down to 30 right now. Coach Giles screaming at the official.
I saw him out beyond the numbers.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know anything about sign language, but that was the universal, please calm down, we're getting it situated.
Yeah. We see that. We made a mistake. We'll fix it.
You could stop yelling at me.
I'm not pushing the buttons on the clock.
So that is being taken care of. The referees are conferencing at the 20-yard line. As it stands, there's 30 seconds, but as Mike says, there has to be time put out on the clock as Hernser was able to step out of bounds at the 16.
Same play, basically, 2 plays in a row. Hernser drops back to pass, pocket collapses, and he just breaks through a hole, and there's no contain there. Looks like they're going to – well, they're still sitting at 30. On the clock, we have a –
well, what's great now in these stadiums, the referee obviously has a mic. We've been able to hear him, so it should be a quick fix. You just flip on the mic and say reset the clock to, you know, whatever it is. But you don't have the luxury of instant replay here. You can't just go to the Red Hat and say, you know, hook me up with somebody in the truck. How much time is there?
Yeah.
So this is kind of like old school way of doing it, and the referee's just got to make a decision here.
Still communicating with the line official.
Important thing to note here as we get things situated, Needville will get the kickoff to start the second half.
The game clock to 37 seconds.
I don't think anybody really likes that because Needville thought that there should have been somewhere in the 40s.
Yeah, somebody down here, 42 seconds. I'm pretty sure it was. Less than that.
So they say the definition of a compromise is where nobody's happy.
Exactly.
I think that's what happened there. 37 seconds now on the clock. 1st and 10 Needville at the 16-yard line as we are set for play here. 2 receivers, check that, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Stedrick to the right of Hernser. They give it to Ashton, who goes to the left side. The Hawks meet Ashton at the 10-yard line, but it's going to take a gang of Canyon Lake players to get him out of bounds. They do give him his forward progress out of bounds, so that stops the clock at 23 seconds. They'll spot the ball at the 10-yard line, and Needville will take a timeout there.
Yeah, Needville calls a timeout with about 28 seconds to go in the first half. Like you said, they can quick strike. They got the ball with about 1:15 to go, and they have moved down the field in less than a minute. They're inside the red zone now. They're on the 10-yard line, sitting here at 2nd and 5. And this is a pivotal stop right here. As you said a minute ago, Needville gets the ball to start the second half. You cannot afford to let them score here any kind of points and then get the ball back and go down and score with momentum in the second half.
Like you're a basketball guy, and the term you hear in basketball at the end of a quarter or a half is an offense trying to go 2 for 1. You know, if the clock's down to like 30 seconds and there's a difference in the shot clock, can you get 2 possessions to their 1? Well, here, kind of analogous in football, as Needville's going to get this possession to close the first half and then open up with the possession in the second half as well. So the Hawks need to be on their toes here. 2nd down and 4 with 28 seconds to go before the break. Bat to pass, Hernser. He'll flush out to the left side, keeps his eyes downfield. Now tuck and run. Nice move across the 5 into the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Blue Jays.
Once again, just an aggressive defense taking angles that Hernser is ready to cut and move back in. Looked like he was going to go toward the corner. He makes one cut and then goes to the corner and gets the ball over the pylon for a touchdown.
That is a 9-yard touchdown run by Kenny Hernser to go with his 5-yard touchdown run from the first quarter. So he's responsible of 2 of the 3 touchdowns for Needville. Santiago up. The extra point is good. 19 seconds left to go before the break. And Mike, let's keep it here. And our score, Needville 21, Canyon Lake 14. I mentioned this in the last possession for Canyon Lake. The ultimate goal was to not allow Needville to get the ball in this half. And Canyon Lake goes 3 and out, unable to take enough time off the clock. They give the ball back to the Blue Jays, and the Blue Jays go down and able to steal a touchdown before the break.
Yeah, this one hurts because you're going into the half now. Obviously, Needville gets the ball coming back out, but this is momentum that you didn't want to give them. Their sidelines excited. You got the JV players doing what JV players do, jumping around and getting the crowd pumped up. And it's just demoralizing for your defense that had a couple stops in a row. So this is not where you want to be. This is the wrong foot to go into the second half, but you know Coach Drum's going to have a speech prepared to get into his boys in the locker room.
You know, after giving up those first 2 touchdowns to start this ball game, Canyon Lake's defense had a turnover on downs and a 3-and-out punt forced, and now you just let a long drive beat you for a touchdown to close out the second quarter. 19 seconds left. Santiago has the ball teed up. It's high, it's short. The Hawks have it at the 23 and coming upfield with the head of steam, runs into a wall of Blue Jays, does the return man. I believe that is Rivera at the 33.
Yeah, with 15 seconds to go, you would think that Coach Drum would just say, go in and take a knee, go into the locker room. You don't want to take a shot down the field right here and, make a mistake, get any kind of craziness happen at the end of this half.
1st and 10, Canyon Lake, 15 seconds remain at their own 33. To the line, handoff to Cone, tries the right side, is able to turn up field, but is swung back from behind. I thought he had a crease there in some running room, but ran into a bear hug there. It's going to be minimum gain, maybe 1, and I think Coach Drum is content enough to let the final seconds tick off and head into the locker room. We played 1 half here at Cuero, and our score, it is Needville 21 and Canyon Lake 14. This is the Hawks Network.
The University Interscholastic League would like to thank its corporate sponsors. Without the generous support of these sponsors, many UIL activities would not be possible. The UIL gives special thanks to Balfour, Baylor Scott & White, Dairy Max, Dairy Queen, Ford, Box Sports Southwest, Gatorade, Hellas Construction, Max Preps, the NFHS Network, Nike, Register My Athlete, Spalding, and Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. These generous corporate sponsors support the UIL in all its activities, music, academics, and athletics. The UIL appreciates these sponsors and their participation in all that the UIL does in Texas extracurricular activities. On behalf of the UIL and its corporate sponsors, thank you for supporting UIL activities in your community and enjoy the game.
Here at the Hawks Network, we not only support the student athletes that are here on a Friday night playing before us, but also the cheerleaders, the band, the dance team, and the twirlers and color guard as well. So for our halftime enjoyment here on the Hawks Network, we bring you the Canyon Lake High School Marching Band.
Please welcome to the field the 2018-2019 Emerald Dancers. The Emerald Dancers are under the direction of Director Kara Inslee and Assistant Director Sarah Grudel. The Emerald Dancers are led onto the field by Social Officer Aspen Hugo, Social Officer Cameron Patterson, Social Officer Kaylee Chavez, Social Officer President Maggie Listurgeon, Lieutenant Kirsten Florence, Lieutenant Lily Listurgeon, Lieutenant Audrey Montgomery, and Captain Ryan White. Tonight they will be performing a streamer jazz routine to A Couple Days Off.
And now, please welcome to the field your 2018 Mighty Heart Marching Band. Tonight we welcome you to listen to some great classic hits. So sit back and enjoy. They will be starting this show this evening with that great 80s hit, Land of a Thousand Dances. And now a hit from the 60s, My Girl by the Temptations. And last, another great 60s hit, Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Comal ISD. The Comal Independent School District is a fast-growing and innovative district with more than 23,000 students. Families are attracted to Comal ISD because of its family values, neighborhood schools, and safe environments. Come to Comal ISD. And Chicken Express, home of world-famous chicken tenders and legendary Chicken-y sweet tea. Dine in, drive up, or drive through. We'll see you at Chicken Express. And Physicians Premier. Our conveniently located freestanding ERs are fully equipped and expertly staffed so you get the best care closest to home. At Physicians Premier, you'll find faster service, friendly doctors, and a comfortable level like no other. And Texas Regional Bank. Buying or building a home? We have construction and mortgage loans to help. For all your personal or business banking needs, Texas Regional Bank. The people you know. And Texas 46, a home-style hill country restaurant, has been in the Spring Branch community for over 30 years, where the focus is on a Lone Star favorite, slow-cooked barbecue. We can cater or host your next large event, too. Welcome to Texas 46.
Your life is full of journeys. You're always on the go, dealing with ever-changing challenges. And there's a place where you always feel welcome and safe. A place you call home. But you can't be everywhere at once. Or can you? Honeywell Total Connect keeps you connected to your home no matter where you are. Receive push notifications on your iOS device every time motion is captured or someone presses your Skybell video doorbell. You can now see, hear, and speak to your visitors all through the Honeywell Total Connect iOS app.
Hello, Becky.
Hi, Aunt Susan, I'm here.
Sure, I'll open the door for you.
You can use your smartphone to disarm the security system and unlock the door for your guests, while seeing, hearing, and speaking to your visitor all from one app on a single screen. Honeywell Total Connect helps to increase your home security, keeping you comfortable and always in control. Now you can focus on what truly matters. Enjoy the convenience you've never had before. Honeywell Total Connect grants you peace of mind so you'll never miss anything ever again. Picture the possibilities.
If you bank at Frost, we'll help keep your money safe. If you use your Frost debit card, the chip will make it more secure. If there's a suspicious transaction on your card, you'll get an alert. If you do, you can freeze your card with the Frost app. If you lose your phone, Touch ID login will help keep the app secure. Of course, if all you need is help from people who care, we've got that too.
And welcome back to Cuero High School at Gobbler Stadium in Cuero, Texas. We are at the half, and this by-district matchup, Needville holds a 21-14 lead over Canyon Lake. Ben Campos, Mike Benson with you here on the Hawks Network. And Mike, we had to kind of give ourselves a pep talk a little bit during that first part of halftime. Kind of felt like Needville was carrying momentum into the locker. We felt a little dejected after that touchdown that made the score 21-14. But we have to remind ourselves, one, this is a close game. Canyon Lake still within 7. And save for that very last possession for Needville when there seemed to be a sense of urgency. Canyon Lake's defense has actually come out and stopped them prior to that on 2 different occasions, forcing a turnover or downs and a punt. All this is to say we got a lot of football ahead of us here left to be played, and Canyon Lake, by no stretch of the imagination, is out of this ballgame.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. They had 2 stops in a row, basically, where they like you said, they forced the fumble and they forced a 3. Now, these are on back-to-back possessions. You have to think that Coach Drum kind of went into that punt situation thinking, okay, if I put them back deep, my defense has stopped them. Obviously, the quarterback Herntzer broke contain a couple times on pass plays. You would think that that was kind of a 2-minute drill. That's always a little bit chaotic and hectic. Needville getting the ball in the second half. You want to see if they run the ball, and if they get the ball back to Stredick, as we are working on pronouncing his name correctly now. maybe the Hawks can get a stop there. They've gotten pressure into the backfield, so there's something to hang their hat on, something to be positive about going into halftime, the halftime speech. But by no means is this game over at all. Even if Needville comes out and gets some kind of points, we've seen this Hawk offense put up points and put up points quickly tonight. We're in for a very good second half of football.
Stredick has been kept in check for the most part. Really not a lot of big explosive plays. Now, when he's getting the football, he's getting 5-6 yards, and that adds up over time. But perhaps not feeling 100% coming off of those injuries. Nonetheless, Canyon Lake has done a good job of keeping him in check. Really, when I think about it, Mike, the big plays in this ball game has mostly been from Canyon Lake. Needville's just done a good job of stringing together a lot of 5, 6, 7-yard plays at a time, and they're moving the chains pretty effectively. So it's 21-14 here at the half. And, Mike, I believe you have some scores from around the area. It is round 1 in Texas high school football.
Yeah, absolutely. Sticking with 14-4A Division 1. Elsewhere in the district, Lampasas is actually up right now on Brazosport, 21-14 at the half. Liberty Hill all over Bay City right now. It's 34-7 at the half. And yesterday, Taylor out of 14-4A Division 1 went down 55-0 to state powerhouse Sealy. Also in the area, in the Canyon Lake area, go to the Smithson Valley's district, District 26-6A. In Division 1, you've got two teams there. You've got Smithson Valley and Judson both playing in Division 1. Smithson Valley taking on a very solid Lake Travis team tonight. It is 17-7 Lake Travis at the half. A close game, though, still. The Rangers still within striking distance, and obviously Judson, a state power, number 3 in the state. 28-7 over Hayes right now at halftime. Elsewhere in 26-6A in Division 2, Clemens in a barn burner right now, somewhat of a surprise, tied with Austin Westlake at the half at 14 apiece, and Steele down to Austin Bowie 10-6 at the half.
Let's continue the conversation we had during the break. When there's all this fuss every 2 years that UIL has their redistricting, and the primary concern of every football coach is who's in our district. What doesn't go discussed is who is going to be our first round matchup. How they pair districts. District 1 plays District 2, 3 plays 4, and so on and so forth through the region, to a point where you get now District 13 playing 14 here on the 4A level, or back up to the 6A class, 25 paired with 26, 27, 28. My point is now that the Austin teams are being included in Region 4, it's that much difficult to get through even the first round of the playoffs because it's just good football across that I-35 corridor.
Yeah, you have so much good football. You've got two teams in the same district with Lake Travis and Austin Westlake, who are in the top 10 in the state. And then they're going up against the district that has Judson and Steele, both perennial powers over the last decade. Smithson Valley, who's been good forever. And it's like, wow, that's great for the fan. Like, oh, what a good matchup, but it's the first round. You want to see those teams in the regional final or the regional quarterfinals or something. Yeah, the redistricting, you have Round Rock teams right outside of Austin playing in Region 2. But the Austin teams are in Region 4.
You do the math.
Yeah, and then somehow Allen is in Region 2 with Round Rock. I'm looking at it right now. Allen and Rowlett and Rockwall are all up in the DFW area, but they're playing Belton, which is just north of Austin, and Round Rock, and I just don't understand how they do it. There's so many teams in DFW in Region 1. Obviously, Houston has a stranglehold on Region 3. That one makes sense. But, yeah, you're right. They don't talk about it. They just want to focus on who's in our district, who we're going to play every single year. If we get to the playoffs, we'll figure it out from there.
It's tough enough having to climb out of the cream of the crop in the San Antonio area to then be asked to do it from the Austin area as well. It's just the price to pay in living in a big state, and the only way to really legislate it is by geography and who's closer to you, and that's kind of the price to pay for having great football in the area. But we have a good football game here, Mike, as the teams are warming up here in the South End Zone. We'll take our final break here on our halftime coverage. When we come back, keys to the second half in kickoff. Tonight's second half matchup between the Canyon Lake Hawks and the Needville Bluejays. This is the Hawks Network.
Sunday, September 23rd. Don't miss the 911 two-night premiere event.
Must be hard being a first responder.
And if you missed a heart-pounding second of 911 Season 1,
We have to get her to the hospital.
watch it anytime on demand at Fox Now.
The only way to survive the job is to find a way to cope with the ones that lose. But when you actually save someone, there is no better feeling in the world.
I am gonna get you out of here, I swear on my life.
911, the two-night premiere event starts Sunday, September 23rd on Fox.
The University Interscholastic League would like to thank its corporate sponsors. Without the generous support of these sponsors, many UIL activities would not be possible. The UIL gives special thanks to Balfour, Baylor Scott & White, Dairy Max, Dairy Queen, Ford, Fox Sports Southwest, Gatorade, Hellas Construction, Max Preps, the NFHS Network, Nike, Register My Athlete, Spalding, and Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. These generous corporate sponsors support the UIL in all its activities, music, academics, and athletics. The UIL appreciates these sponsors and their participation in all that the UIL does in Texas extracurricular activities. On behalf of the UIL and its corporate sponsors, thank you for supporting UIL activities in your community and enjoy the game.
This Christmas, it's a wonderful lifetime. Merry Christmas! New holiday movies all season long. Featuring more stars than you can imagine. It's a Wonderful Lifetime. Begins Wednesday, November 21st on Lifetime.
Watch Lifetime. GVTC, Channel 560.
Barnwood Builders reclaim and restore 18th and 19th century log homes. We do things the old way, and everything we do it with pride.
All new Barnwood Builders, Sunday night at 9 on DIY Network.
Watch DIY GVTC Channel 126.
We are watching stars being born.
The X Factor UK is back on Access TV Sunday and Monday nights.
Here we go.
With an all-star lineup of judges. The auditions.
Pure magic.
Unforgettable performances. Who will be the next big pop star? Catch an all-new season of the X Factor UK, Sundays and Mondays, 8, 7 Central on Access TV.
And welcome back to Gobbler Stadium in Cuero, Texas. Ben Campos, Mike Benson with you as the teams are back on the field to start the second half. Mike, what does Canyon Lake need to do here to pull out a victory and advance in the state playoffs?
They have to get a stop to start the second half here. It's not, dire. It's not going to be the end of the game if they don't. But they need to get a stop here. You let a touchdown happen right before the half, which is, like we said earlier in the broadcast, a little demoralizing. But come out, get a stop here, get the ball back to your offense. The first stop this game, the offense went down and scored because they were rejuvenated. So get a stop offense.
Young with a high spinning kick that's fielded by Warnicki at the 20-yard line. Breaks a tackle at the 25. Here comes a flag as Warnicki is now in a rugby-type scrum across the 35. About 7 extra yards there after the rugby scrum, but we'll check the flag here, Mike Benson.
Yeah, I don't know what the call will be here, but if you're Canyon Lake, you're hoping it's going to be on Needville here.
Perhaps a block in the back. We'll see. As Needville will get the ball no matter what. Now just checking, is this going to be good field position or worse field position? And it looks like
it's going to be a hold.
It is going to be some sort of a hold. The referee having a problem with his microphone. But the ball has already been spotted at the 19. So that is the indication against the Blue Jays, and they will have what will be their worst starting field position of the night at their own 19.
That's a break there for the Hawks, having them start inside their own 20. So time for that defensive stop we talked about a few minutes ago.
Kenny Hernser was 8 of 12 passing in that first half for 79 yards. All touchdowns for Needville came by way of ground. And this will be 1st and 10 from their own 19. 3 receivers here to the near side. Stredick to his right. It's a quarterback keeper the whole way to the right side. He's turned the corner and broken contain. Across the 40-45, still down the sideline, and he stepped out of bounds. Shy of midfield at the Blue Jay 49.
Herncher's been their best weapon so far tonight. So much focus on Stredick and his big playability, but Herncher's been able to, like you said, break, contain, and get out, and he's got breakaway speed out on the down the sideline.
Gain of 30, 1st and 10 at their own 49. Stredick will get it. Right side on the handoff, makes a man miss at the 45, deeper into Hawk territory. It's going to be a gain of 9.
Yeah, Needville making it look easy right now. 2 plays, and they're already into Hawk territory, inside the just outside the 40-yard line, with less than a minute gone by so far in the second half.
Back to the line, the Blue Jays. 2nd down and 1. 3 receivers here to the near side. Stredick in a pistol look. He'll take the handoff, will go to the right side, and he is drilled at the 40-yard line. What a hit. Daniel Neal, we've called his name a number of times.
Daniel Neal's been all over the field tonight. You know what I love about this Canyon Lake team, excuse me? They play the way it should be. It's old school. You're playing both sides of the ball, and they don't quit. I love that about this team.
Ironman football, especially on this level, not uncommon. 1st and 10, though, as Ashton was able to fight forward and get a fresh set of downs for Needville. Quarterback keeper the whole way. Herncher will try the right side. The Hawks are there. Amongst others, I see J.T. Green, the defensive end, in on the tackle.
Yeah, nice play by Green to get out there with the rest of the defensive line to kind of stop Herncher there. Herncher kind of runs a little bit with that ball out there. You might want to see if the Hawks can get their hands on it, because the ball is not completely tucked like you'd like to see if you're Coach Giles. So something to key on for the Hawks as he's running the ball.
Opening possession of the second half. Under 10.5 left to go. Needville up 21-14, moving right to left. 2nd down and 9. High snap. Herncher has it. Delivers across the middle of the field. Has a wide open receiver. It's hauled in. Inside the 10. Receiver takes a shot by Lorette, and he'll be down inside the 5. What a play. That's Warnicki. Check that. That is not. That is Dax Bridges, the other sophomore. Hauls that in for a 1st and goal opportunity for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. Just basically like a post route, and got them down 1st and goal.
Quick to the line, not allowing Canyon Lake to sub here. 1st and goal from the 4. It's Stredick who's hit in the backfield. Oh, what a play there defensively. J.T. Green again.
J.T. Green just exploded through the line, made a sure tackle this time. Not going to let Stredick get anywhere, get away at all to get into the end zone. A great play on 1st down to kind of pushing them back a little bit.
Green, 6'1", 250-pound senior. Came into this ball game with 8 tackles for loss, now has 9 on the year. 2nd down and goal. Stredick again, left side this time. Neal with the tackle at the goal line, but he is able to spin in. Touchdown, Needville.
Needville just give the ball to Stredick, and basically what he did earlier, get some space, make a couple moves, break tackles, and get into the end zone.
Stredick had a 4-yard gallop in the 1st quarter, now adds a 6-yard touchdown run here to start the second half. Santiago to kick it, and this ball is up and good. 9:22 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Our new score, it's Needville 28, Canyon Lake 14. You're listening to the Hawks Network.
Join us on the Hill Country Mile in Bernie's historic downtown for an old-fashioned holiday kickoff with all the trimmings at the 19th Annual Dickens on Main celebration, Thanksgiving weekend, November 23rd and 24th. Bring friends and family to welcome the Christmas season with live music, theatrical performances, carriage rides, Santa visits, and more along snowy Main Street. Admission is free, and the memories last a lifetime. Visit dickensonmain.com for all the details.
Well, Mike, it's kind of our greatest fears relived here, as you feared Needville getting that late touchdown to end the first half, and then a long touchdown drive to start the second half in a hard-fought game that really could go either way. Now you've seen the Blue Jays extend their lead to 2 possessions.
Yeah, that's what we talked about. You mentioned, you make the basketball reference earlier, the 2-for-1. That's what Needville did there. They got a touchdown right before the half and just backed it up with another one. A game that was tied is now doubled up. It's 28-14 with 9 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. And Canyon Lake needs to make some plays here.
It's a high spinning kick from Santiago. It'll be taken up by a nut man. That's Lorette on the near side. Spins out of a tackle at the 30. Still able to fight forward. I think he'll get to the 33 before they call him down. So good field position to start the second half for Canyon Lake, as they'll have to go back to business and get this offense going again.
Yeah, what can Coach Drum's boys do to get a response here? You have to have a response after a quick drive taking less than 3 minutes off the clock by Needville and help your defense out a little bit. They're gassed. They had a team that just moved down the field on them very quickly. So take some time off the clock and get the ball in the end zone here.
From the 33-yard line, the Hawks are up. Hand off to Chacon. He'll try the left side, and the Blue Jays are there. Tries to turn the corner, and that effort, I think, will get Chacon 1, but it'll be 2nd down and 9.
Blue Jays are back to what they were doing in the beginning of the second quarter. Just so many people at the line of scrimmage because they can't see the ball, as you mentioned earlier, and they're just trying to attack as quickly as they can and get their hands on the ball carrier, looking to see if Coach Drum will get the ball back to the outside again.
Now under 9 minutes in the third quarter, Canyon Lake down 28-14. On 2nd down and 9, handoff Rivera to the right side now, and nothing doing. Once again, the dive forward in the last-ditch effort just to get that single yard, but it's going to be 3rd and 8.
Yeah, this is what you don't want. An offense that's not really predicated on the pass. You got 3rd and long now. Obviously, they've picked up 3rd and long a couple times tonight so far, so it's definitely something that is manageable. But you'd prefer to be in a 3rd and 3 or 4 situation as opposed to 3rd and 8.
Good following here on the near sideline from the Needville fans. They are on their feet here for 3rd and 8. Rivera will take the handoff, sweep it to the left side, turns the corner, goes upfield. Did he extend the ball for the first down is a question. And that referee's going to spot him short. Across the 40 to the 42. I think he needs to get to the 43, though. And he's going to be short by about a yard.
Yeah, he's going to be short by a yard. A great block on the outside to give him room to run, but he tried to extend the ball, very similar to what we saw earlier from Hertzer on the near side right here. 1 yard short, he stepped out before he could extend the ball for the first down. But it looks like the Hawks are going to go for it here.
4th and 1 for Canyon Lake. Quick to the line, McMullen and the troops. Handoff, Chacon, left side. He barrels his way forward. Somersaults the defender and falls down across the 45 to the 46. Move the chains for Canyon Lake.
Yeah, that's a great play right there for the Hawks. Get that big first down, keep this drive going. You have momentum now. You're almost to midfield. Keep this drive going to see if you can get some sort of answer to get some points on the board and make this a ball game. What a great night in high school football, babe.
It is. It is. Beautiful 55 degrees here in Cuero, Texas on a beautiful night for high school football. 1st and 10, handoff Chacon. He's now in Needville territory across the 50. Gets brought down at the 48. It's a good run of about 6 on first down.
Yeah, they had him kind of stop for about a 3-yard gain, and the defender kind of hit him from behind, I think, and knocked him forward for about 2 or 3 more yards. You know what? As Canyon Lake, you'll take it.
Sets up a manageable 2nd down now, 2nd down and 4 as we approach 7 minutes in the third quarter. Needville on top 28-14, but Canyon Lake driving, moving left to right. And the Blue Jay 48. Handoff, Rivera, left side. He's got some running room across the 45-40, tackled from behind, but pushed forward across the 35 to the 34. It's enough for a Hawk first down.
A nice play. Rivera off to the left side, got a quick little burst there and got through the hole. Play almost broken up, but once again, Needville almost guessing at the line as who's going to get the ball. They guessed wrong this time. A huge hole opens up.
I think that's how you know this offense is finally back in the rhythm. When you feel that the defense is just guessing out there, and now things are starting to open up, that playbook's starting to expand for Canyon Lake. On first down, they'll fake the handoff. McMullen will run. He'll try the left side. Play was kind of slow developing, but Peyton able to get forward for a gain of about 1.
Yeah, a small little gain right there. I'd like to see Canyon Lake possibly go back to the passing game. Not that they've used the passing game a lot tonight, let's be clear there. But play action passes would be available, but you've got to get that protection up front because every time he goes back to throw, McMullen goes back to throw, he's got somebody in his face, whether stripping the ball or hitting him right as he's about to throw it.
2nd down and 9 for Canyon Lake at the 33. Handoff, Chacon up the middle. Trying to push his way forward down to the 31. Minimum gain there, maybe 3. But it'll be a 3rd and long situation. And, Mike, let's keep in mind here as we start contemplating the passes, we haven't talked about this a lot. Peyton McMullen, a sophomore, playing in his first playoff game on the varsity level.
Yeah, you talk about poise. I mean, this has got to be a lot for him. Yep. He's, what, 15, maybe 16? And he's out there trying to navigate this team to a very, very good Needville team here in the first round of the playoffs.
See what they do here on 3rd and 6. Send a man in motion from left to right. They give it to him. It's Lorette on a pitch, trying to set up his blockers, and he's unable to. Mike, it was just a numbers game. There was more Blue Jays on that side than there were Hawks to block. And Canyon Lake's going to lose a yard back to the 32. And decision time, well, actually, I think Charlie Drum's already made his decision. The offense is going to stay out there.
Yeah, when you have the ball on the 37-yard line going in on their 37, you're not going to punt here. You're down by 2 scores. You've got less than 5 minutes to go in the third quarter here, getting close to the fourth quarter, so you need to get some points on the board. So, yeah, this is definitely 4-down territory. I would assume 4-down territory for the rest of the game, probably.
4th and 7. To the line or the Hawk. Fake the handoff. Peyton rolling to his right. Fires it downfield. Looking for Chacon, who's trying to adjust. Chacon fell down, and there is no flag. The ball goes incomplete.
Wow, I'm really, really surprised there was no pass interference there. He was basically tackled before the ball got to the field. Coach Drum is livid out at the numbers on the far side of the field. The entire coaching staff exploded from the sideline when there was no call there for pass interference. A huge break for Needville and a terrible break for the Canyon Lake Hawks.
I honestly don't know the referee's thought there, other than if he thinks Chacon fell down on his own. But there was clear contact between him and the defender that you would rule that out because of the contact. Nonetheless, Needville takes over 1st and 10 from their own 32. Handoff up the middle is Stredick, and Stredick gets down to the 36.
Going back to that call or non-call, I still just don't, like I said, like you said, I don't understand. I mean, the defender hit him with his back to the ball. Just face guarding is not a penalty, but I mean, just wow. I mean,
well, not allowing Chacon to adjust.
Yeah, exactly.
It was kind of the main thing that I saw there. Nonetheless, it's 2nd down and 6. Stredick again, the handoff. Juke move at the line of scrimmage, able to get him into the linebacking core, where he is met by number 34, Daniel Neal, kind of been our player of the game defensively, I would say. Another strong tackle there against Ashton.
You know what I like to see right now from the defense? The defense is, you don't want to see too much talk because you got to be able to back it up, but they're getting upset, and they're getting it's time for them to make a stand here.
There is a fire that's lit under this Canyon Lake defense, and they're starting to see it in their body language now. Clock continuing to go, now under 3.5 here in the third quarter. Needville with a 14-point lead, 28-14. Play clock down to 5. It's a busted play. Hernser's going to have to keep it and make something of it, and you know what? He just willed his way to a 1st down. It was a zone read design, and Ashton Stredick, the running back, wasn't on the same page. Hernser just turns upfield and is able to gut out a 1st down.
Yeah, he just kind of got behind his offensive line and just bulled his way in there and let the lineman do the work with him as he just pushed through for the 1st down.
Fresh set of downs for the Blue Jays at their own 44-yard line, moving right to left. Approaching 2.5 left to go in the third quarter. High snap, Hernser has it, looking to pass, under pressure, slings it over the middle, and it's caught. It's Grace, who's into Hawk territory and tackled immediately across the 40 to the 39, enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, Grace just cutting through it. Another slant route. Looks like Grace has hobbled a little bit as he comes back to the near side here. But a big play as Hernser was moving as he threw the ball to make that completion there.
1st and 10 at the Hawk 39. Hernser fakes the handoff. Quarterback keeper, flag comes in. Hernser now he's out in the open across the 30-25. Funnel towards the sideline before being pushed out of bounds by Rivera as Hernser slips on the track, and he's kind of slow getting up as he's approaching back to the field of play. Slipped on the track. We'll check the flag. It's back at the line of scrimmage.
Looks like in the area of a holding in there. I think they're backing him up.
During the play, holding, offense, number 53, 10 yards from the previous spot, 1st down.
That's Tanner Garza, the junior lineman for Needville. Spot foul happened around the line of scrimmage, so push it back now to the Hawk 49-yard line, and 1st and 20 is facing Needville here with 2:08 left to go in the third. Play coming in from the sidelines. Hernser seems to have shaken off whatever happened down here on the track. as he takes this snap. Wide receiver screen to the near side. It's caught. Falling forward is Vincent Villarreal, the junior wide receiver. Leads the team in yards, and he's able to eke out about 9.
Yeah, just a nice gain right there on first down for Needville, trying to get some movement and get some of that yardage back from the penalty. It makes it 2nd and 11.
At the Hawk 40, Hernser fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it. Running to his right. Canyon Lake pursuit is unable to corral him. They had him in the backfield, but he's able to turn the corner across the 35-30. Any flag for a late hit there? No, the flag stay in the pocket. But Hernser able to get across the 30 for a first down. I think they'll spot him at the 27.
Yeah, the Hawks are lucky there. There wasn't maybe a flag there. There's frustration. You had him in the backfield for maybe a 3 or 4 yard loss, and what he's been doing all night, Hernser just been making plays with his feet, so elusive and hard to tackle, and then he gets out to the outside and he has the speed to break away.
More than anything, Canyon Lake just unable to get pressure on Hernser, even on busted plays, able to squirm out of trouble, and he just seems so calm in that backfield for the Blue Jays. On 1st and 10, handoff to Stredick as he gets to the 25 on a gain of 2.
You know, we came in before the broadcast talking about how maybe the pressure of Canyon Lake, as they force, you know, they get 2 sacks a game coming in on average, and Needville doesn't really get any at all, so maybe that could have been the difference today. But actually it's been the Needville pressure on McMullen that's caused problems, and not enough pressure on Hernser. And when you do get pressure, he escapes contain.
Needville just content to run the ball here, bat to pass on a play action. Of course, right when I say that, ball's delivered and caught on a crossing route. Dax Bridges, the sophomore, hauls that in, but we do have a flag.
Holding.
And another holding penalty.
10-yard penalty. Replay the down.
Can Canyon Lake take advantage of these penalties, Ben? Because this is twice now. Good plays, maybe giving a first down to Needville, pulled back because of a holding call. Can the Hawks take advantage of this and get a stop and get the ball back to their offense? Because we're approaching a minute to go in the 3rd quarter, so it's about to be the 4th quarter where it's almost desperation time here.
The Blue Jays have already converted on a 1st and 20 situation after a holding penalty on this drive. They will now be faced with a 2nd down and about 18 from the 35. Under a minute now in the 3rd quarter. Bat to pass is Hernser. Looking downfield, lets this go, has a man wide open, and it is hauled in and caught into the end zone. Touchdown, Needville.
That was a beautifully thrown ball. The receiver, as we've seen a lot of times tonight, the receiver's getting behind the secondary. He was open. The ball was put right on the money, caught it right in the middle of the end zone, and it's about to be a 35-14 game here with 43 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
Dax Bridges, the sophomore, on a 35-yard touchdown pass, hauls that in, and Santiago adds the extra point. 43 seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter, and we'll keep it here for the time being as Needville has extended their lead against Canyon Lake. Actually, we're going to go ahead and take that break here. With 43 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter, you're listening to the – actually, you know what? We're going to keep it here as the – sorry, we're having kind of technical issues here, but we'll keep it here because they're just going to do the kickoff, and there's 43 seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Big picture now, Mike. Canyon Lake down 3 possessions. I hate to say this, but the big question looming is, will Canyon Lake even see the ball 3 more times to give themselves a shot?
Yeah, it's down to the point where you're going to have to score quickly. You need to get either a stop or force a turnover or something to get the ball back. If you score, I mean, onside kicks come into play because you're not kicking the ball down the field far tonight anyway. So it's desperation time. You're down 3 scores with basically 1 quarter of play left to go, and to get 3 possessions in 1 quarter tonight is asking a lot.
It was an 8-play drive that covered 78 yards. Check that, 68 yards for Needville, and it ends in a 35-yard touchdown pass. Kenny Hernser to Dax Bridges. Santiago sends this one high and short, caught by an up man for Canyon Lake with a fair catch at the 40-yard line. So as Canyon Lake tries to crawl into it here, Mike, good field position to start this drive at the 40.
Yeah, this is where they have to take advantage. You're almost at midfield already. Obviously, everything's fourth down territory now. You're down 3 scores. You can't afford to punt the ball away to an offense that you haven't stopped in their last 3 possessions. So it's time for, if there's any plays that Coach Drum's been saving, I think this now would be the time.
Now's the time.
You don't have any more games after this one if you lose, Coach, so it's time to put them out there.
On first down, McMullen back to pass, fires it down the sideline, and that ball is incomplete. He was trying to look for Chance Martelli. Martelli just kind of ran out of real estate there down the sideline. It'll be second down.
Yeah, once again, though, he had pressure in his face. As soon as he turned around and threw the ball, there was pressure right in his face, and he just kind of had to get rid of it. Can't afford to take a sack on first down.
Second down and 10 from the Hawk 40. Moving left to right are Canyon Lake. To the line, give it to Lorette on an end around. Got the blocking set up, but one man scored free, and that man made the tackle. Good defensive pursuit by Needville. Making the tackle for them is Andrew Valdez, the linebacker. But Lorette able to squirt forward for about 4.
And you got 4 yards. It's third and manageable. It's 3rd and 6, but obviously it doesn't really matter the distance right now because you're going to go for it on fourth down. Just outside of midfield, and with actually that might be the last play of the quarter here. I'm not sure if they can get one off before. No.
Oh, they do.
They did. They got it off.
Statue of Liberty play to Allman. The fullback coming to the near side across the 50, tackled from behind. No horse collar call there. That's interesting. Allman gets out of bounds across the 45 to the 44, and that will end our third quarter. We enter the fourth quarter of play. Our score, Canyon Lake trailing 35-14. This is the Hawks Network.
If you bank at Frost, we'll help keep your money safe. If you use your Frost debit card, the chip will make it more secure. If there's a suspicious transaction on your card, you'll get an alert. If you do, you can freeze your card with the Frost app. If you lose your phone, Touch ID login will help keep the app secure. Of course, if all you need is help from people who care, we've got that too.
Ben Campos, Mike Benson with you in one of the traditional powers of Texas high school football, Cuero High School in Cuero, Texas. They are not shy of their 3 state championships and all the district championships they've won. You drive into the stadium and they'll let you know about it. This is a hotbed for high school football, and it's a pleasure to be here in the first round of the state high school football playoffs. Wish under better circumstances, Mike, as Canyon Lake is trailing 35-14.
Yeah, this is a great place to be, a phenomenal facility. We're happy to be here, but yeah, the Hawks down early as we go into the fourth quarter.
Here comes the sneak play. It's Chacon coming to the left side, has some blockers across the 20, turns the corner, 15, 10-5, touchdown, Canyon Lake and Tristan Chacon.
What a great play. I was watching the official to see if he stepped out of bounds right there along the sideline, but he did not. That's the start you want. I mean, you can't ask for more, Ben. You're down by 3 scores going into the fourth, and you score on the first play of the fourth quarter. What a great start to the quarter. Can the defense now get a stop and get the ball back to this offense?
Kind of had a Statue of Liberty feel to it with a little delay after the handoff was given to Chacon as the play moved to the right and Chacon came over to the left, but he goes in from 44 yards out, and Lorette will tack on the extra point here. So let's keep things here as we just came back from break. In fact, there's 11 minutes and 52 seconds left in this ball game. Canyon Lake has now cut the deficit down to 14. Our new score is Needville 35 and Canyon Lake 21. Mike, that is a 3-play drive for Canyon Lake and 44 yards. Touchdown run is on the board for Tristan Chacon.
Yeah, that was just a great play. Like you said, very similar to the last play of the third quarter, almost like a Statue of Liberty, a delay play. We said it. If Coach Drum has anything he's saving in the playbook, now is the time to do it, because if you don't use them today and you lose, there's no time to use them again unless you're waiting for fall practice or summer practice. So what a great play call, and just great speed, great balance by Chacon to stay as he got around the edge right about the 20-yard line. He kind of didn't really tightrope it, but he kept his feet and good field awareness to stay in bounds and get into the end zone.
The misdirection play works for Canyon Lake. Perhaps a boost of confidence over on that far sideline for the Hawks as well. And the ball is teed up. You have Young and Lorette and Neal around it. The trio of Hawks, will see who boots this one. It's been Young all night. But let's not rule out something from Lorette or Neal. Lorette approaches. Young sends this deep, so no onside kick here. Bridges will take it back inside the 10-yard line. Coming to the near side. The pursuit is there for Canyon Lake. But can they get him down to the ground? And they finally do. It looked like that play was going to be busted at the 15. Bridges able to fall forward across the 20 to the 21.
Yeah, that was a great job of the coverage there on the kickoff unit to get down there and stop him originally on the 15. Obviously, he broke some tackles, as it seems like everybody from Needville has been doing all night, breaking tackles. But here's your chance. This is basically the start of the fourth quarter. You're down by 2 scores now instead of 3. Can the defense get a stop and get one quickly, or can they force a turnover? We haven't seen really any turnovers tonight except for a turnover on downs, maybe a fumble if you call it that way, either way. But can they get the first turnover for the game?
1st and 10 from the 21. Moving left to right. Handoff. Stredick coming to the near side. He's got some running room across the 40 and the 50. Here's the big play from Ashton. He cuts back to the midfield. Marker across the 40 to the 35 and finally brought down. Making the tackle is Chance Martelli. But there's the big home run ball we've been fearing all game. And it comes at the worst time for Canyon Lake's defense.
Yeah, they just give up a huge play. Just got gashed basically on first down and let Stredick run down the sideline untouched until he cut back into the field. And now Needville already in business.
Stredick was an unanimous first-team All-District member as a sophomore last year. Quarterback keeper here by Hernser, and Hernser comes to the right side and is brought down from behind. Good tackle by Alex Harden. No gain on the play.
Harden with a nice tackle to keep Hernser from getting out. That way he does not get out and break into the secondary because he's been so elusive all night and get another big play.
Needville taking their time here. Play clock down to 22, still with a lot of time. 10 minutes, 45 seconds left in this ball game. A 2-touchdown cushion for the Blue Jays. Moving left to right. Handoff is fake to Stredick, kept by Hernser, who dives forward across the 30 to the 29. It'll be a gain of 4.
Once again, running the zone read there with Stredick. Hernser made a late decision to kind of keep the ball, but I guess it was a good decision because he got 4 yards, making it 3rd and, like you said, 5. Caught 5 yards right now, maybe 6 on 3rd down here.
Big 3rd down for Canyon Lake. No sense of urgency from Needville. Happy to watch these seconds tick off the clock. Now approaching 10 minutes. Need a stop here for Canyon Lake. 2 receivers either way. Quarterback sneak the whole way. The Hawks are there, but Hernser, my goodness, at 185 pounds, he is acting like a battering ram, and he's able to shake off the first contact and fall forward for 2 yards.
Yeah, he just doesn't quit. That's all the runners from the Blue Jays tonight. They don't quit. The first contact does not usually bring them down, and that's what makes them so difficult to handle. Now you got a big 4th down here.
I'm not going to say that this is the ball game, but this play will have a big influence on the outcome of the ball game. 4th and 4. Can the Hawks do it? Bat to pass, Hernser looking to the near side, delivers, ball's tipped at the line of scrimmage, and the Hawks have forced a stop.
What a great job by the defensive line. Look at the ball was tipped. The ball kind of just floated there, which threw the receiver off. It looks like JT Green once again making the play there, getting his hand up, very excited as he goes to the sideline. That's what we talked about, Ben. That's what they needed. They got to stop. Mind you, it wasn't after a 50-yard run by Stredick, but But here's now the chance for the offense to get back on the field and make this a 1-possession game.
How do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. And for Canyon Lake, all it was make the stop and now give the ball back to the offense, and we'll see what the offense could do with it. Inside give is read immediately. Chacon has nowhere to go. Xavier Lott, the junior defensive lineman, make an initial stop.
Yeah, that play was just blown up from the beginning. They kind of keyed in on Chacon there in that little quick handoff they've been using tonight, and it had nowhere to go from the beginning of the play.
35-21, Needville out in front. Canyon Lake with the ball, now under 9 minutes to go. Season on the line for Canyon Lake. From their own 26, McMullen back to pass. Hit as he throws. Wide open receiver, and he overthrew him. Pass was intended for J.T. Green, and there's a flag on the play. I said he was hit as he threw. Let's see if this hit came late.
I'm not sure if it's going to be a hold or a late hit because it's in the spot where it could be holding. It looks like they're backing up.
Oh, my goodness. It would have wiped out even if he did hit J.T. Green in stride. But, Mike, we didn't mention this at all. You know, last year Ben Fuller, key on the quarterback position, throwing when they needed to throw the ball as a senior. The young sophomore coming in, he's only completed 50% of his passes, and he has not hit on a single pass tonight.
Yeah.
J.T. Green was wide open. And, you know, you're playing here in Cuero. You got a good team on the other side. I'll tell you this, Peyton McMullen's going to be a good one as he matures in this program. But the young sophomore will continue to have opportunities to make plays, and he just needs to make them.
Number 56 of the offense. 15-yard penalty. We're going to replay second down. The 56 first unsportsmanlike of the contest.
Wow, so this is an unsportsmanlike conduct. I'm assuming it's during the play because they said they're going to replay second down.
Well, that is somewhat of a benefit that it didn't happen after the play and you lose the down. Nathan DeLeon, the center for Canyon Lake, is called for the unsportsmanlike conduct.
I think they're going to decline this penalty.
Now, that would be interesting. Instead of making it a second down and 26 or so, or if my math was right there, I think so.
They're going to take it, looks like.
And that would be the indication. It would have been third down and 11. So those were your options if you're Coach Michael Giles for Needville. He elects to take that penalty. So second down, and you got to get to about Gonzalez in order to get to the first down.
Basically.
By my calculations. From their own 13-yard line. Send Lorette in motion from left to right. They set up a reverse. And a back pass to McMullen, who slings it downfield. And they convert. Chacon with the catch.
What a play.
My goodness.
You know what? I don't think in all my years watching high school football, I've seen a double reverse, then flip back to the quarterback for a pass. Coach Drum, does he have a feed to our link to our feed? Because he's pulling them all out right now. What a great play. They picked up the first down on 2nd and 26.
1st and 10 from the 40. McMullen now rolling to his right, looking downfield. Fires the ball. Chacon with the catch at the 45. Starter step gets forward to the 48. Gain of 8 on first down. And, Mike, you know, sometimes when you call that trick play, a lot of stuff going on. McMullen doesn't have time to think. He just gets the ball and fires it down. The most accurate pass of the night. Now handoff to Lorette, who's got some running room across the 40. Trenton Lorette out in the open. 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Canyon Lake.
We have a ball game, ladies and gentlemen. The Canyon Lake Hawks are awake and they are flying. What a great play. A delayed handoff for Lorette, bursting down the right side, and then he broke away from the defense. We are one kick away, Ben, from a one-touchdown game with still 8 minutes to go on the clock in the fourth quarter.
Boy, how stupid do I sound? Because at the end of the third quarter, I said, would Canyon Lake even get the ball 3 times? But you've had the defense get Needville off the field quickly, and then the offense has been able to cash in for 2 quick touchdowns. And now Trenton Lorette, after that long touchdown run, will attempt this extra point. Kick out on the way, and those legs still have enough to push that ball through. 8 minutes, 9 seconds left to go in this ball game. Do not go anywhere. Our new score, Needville 35, Canyon Lake 28. This is the Hawks Network.
Sunday, September 23rd. Don't miss the 911 2-night premiere event.
Must be hard being a first responder.
And if you missed a heart-pounding second of 911 Season 1,
We have to get her to the hospital.
watch it anytime on demand at Fox Now.
The only way to survive the job is to find a way to cope with the ones that lose. But when you actually save someone, there is no better feeling in the world.
I am going to get you out of here, I swear on my life.
911, the 2-night premiere event starts Sunday, September 23rd on Fox.
Now, Mike Benson, the last time you and I did a game together was a playoff game, Smithson Valley versus Reagan, when 2 sophomore quarterbacks, Kellen Mond, who is now at Texas A&M, and Josh Atkins, who's now at New Mexico State University, played in that ball game. I do recall Smithson Valley using a hook and ladder in that play in order to get it to tie the ball game late. What we just saw, I think, might have eclipsed that. The double reverse pass back to McMullen, who fires it to Trenton Lorette as a gadget play to keep Canyon Lake in this ball game.
I don't even know what you call that. I think Coach should give you some props and call that like the battle for Gonzalez. The ball's loose.
It wasn't a onside kick. It was your normal high sky kick that happened during our conversation. Warnke, the return man, just fumbled it, and no setup of a return there. Happy just to get back on the ball, but Needville will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, you wonder if Needville has a little bit of nerves and jitters now. It's like, okay, we had a big lead. We thought this game was salted away, and it's like, oh, wait. Now we just almost fumbled the kick. We got to get together, guys. So this is your chance for Canyon Lake to make a play. Can they force that elusive turnover that they've been looking for tonight?
Down by 7, but Needville has the ball with 8 minutes to go in this ball game. Handoff, Stredick goes up the middle, and Canyon Lake is there after a gain of 4. Big tackle there by Daniel Neal once again. Big-time playmaking from that outside linebacker position.
Daniel Neal has come in with 3 tackles for a loss before the game, at 38 tackles. He has we've called his number all night long. His name has just been in our mouths all night long.
2nd down and 6. Now from the 24, fake the handoff. Hernser, he'll try the left side, has some running room, got a good block across the 40. He's out in the open into Hawk territory and pushed out of bounds. The referee will have him marked out at the 48-yard line.
Once again, Hernser gets out to the outside just to zone read. He keeps the ball for himself, takes it out to the left, and with that breakaway speed, he runs like a running back or a receiver down the sidelines. And another big play for Needville.
Taking their time as the line is already set, but everybody looking to the near sideline for a play. Hernser, hand on his hips there after that long run, but he has a 1st down set up for the Blue Jays. Moving left to right, ball on the far hash. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Stredick, the running back to his left. They fake it to him. Hernser again will keep, and he'll fight his way across the 45 to the 43. Mike, they are really putting the ball game in the hands of Hernser down the stretch.
Yeah, that's what you want to do when you have a senior like this. You put the ball in his hands, take us home, and you know they had him for maybe a 2-yard gain, but he still pushed forward to get 3 more yards out of that.
2nd down and 5. Ball resting at the Hawk 43. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Stredick to the right of Hernser. They give it to Stredick out of the pistol, who fights his way forward, has enough for a Blue Jay 1st down across the 40 to the 35, finally brought down at the 34.
Yeah, just another quick handoff to Stredick. I mean, you know where the ball's going on every play. It's going to Hernser, it's going to Stredick. They're not going to risk throwing another pass to stop the clock, but you don't know who's getting it, and you can't tackle them, and that's causing these big gains.
Needville's offensive line is playing a pretty good ball game. There's been a lot of running room across the edges. The tackle's doing a good job. And Canyon Lake just needs to find a way to reverse that trend. On 1st down and 10 from the Hawk 34, Hernser on a quarterback keep, tries the near side. The Hawks are there, and finally he's flung down at the 32-yard line, making the tackle again, Jacob Neal.
That might be one of the best plays we've seen all night as far as getting Hernser down when he was out in open space. Typically there he makes a couple moves and gets down for 6 or 7 yards, but they held him to a 2-yard gain there. It's a 2nd and 8. This is a pivotal moment in the game. Can you get them off the field and get the ball back to your offense, who is evidently cooking right now?
Under 6 minutes left to go in this ball game. A 7-point cushion for the Blue Jays. 3 receivers check that to the far side, 1 to the near. Handoff is fake. Hernser, he's in trouble. He reverses his field to the left. The Hawks are getting there, and that ball was looking kind of loose there. He does a good job of protecting it on his way down, but the Hawks bring him down for a loss of about 3.
Yeah, Hernser just didn't have anywhere to go there, but like I said earlier, he's loose with that ball. It's not tucked away like you would see from a running back typically. He's going to kind of, as he's running, he moves with his arms so much that the ball kind of flails out to the left and the right. It's there for the taking if Canyon Lake can get their hands on it.
3rd and 11 with 5 minutes left to go. The Hawks, do they have one more stop in them? Bat to pass, Hernser. Here comes the pass rush. Hernser steps up and delivers. Ball's caught at the 20-yard line. That should be enough for a first down. Warnicki, the sophomore, with the big haul. Now they'll mark him at the 21. But nonetheless, it is a Needville first down.
Yeah, that's a huge play for Needville right there. 3rd and long, and they put the ball back in the hands of their guy all night long, Hernser, and he just makes a beautiful throw to the outside. Not much you could do defensively there. The coverage was decent, but just got open and a great throw.
Warnicki leads the Blue Jays in receiving with 31 receptions coming into this ball game for the young sophomore. So even when Hernser leaves, this cupboard will not be left bare for their quarterback that will take over next year for the Blue Jays. On 1st and 10 from the 21, Stredick with the ball will go across the 20 to the 18. It's a gain of 3.
You have to wonder when Coach Drum's going to start thinking about using timeouts. He's got 3 of them to go. We're just about 4:30 to go left in this ball game. You're down by a score, and Needville is marching right now.
Brian Santiago, the kicker for Needville, has not attempted a field goal this year. And when we've watched him, Mike, he almost left an extra point short. And this is a shaky kicker. So we all know it's going to be 4th down territory as this handoff is fake, and Hernser is dropped back for a loss of 2 back to the 20. Allow me to finish my thought. It's going to be, as Canyon Lake takes a timeout here, I think this is all playing into what I'm trying to say here. You could take the thought that Needville is going to try to extend this to a 10-point lead, which means they're going to make this a full – they're going to use all 4 downs here, and it's going to be 4th down no matter what, and they're going to go for it, in my opinion.
Yeah, because they're not going to – like you said, they're not going to try the field goal. Obviously, they haven't done it all year long. So it's 3rd and, call it 9 right now after this timeout. You know if they don't get it here, they're going to go for it. You have to be ready, but you don't know who's getting the ball. And are they going to drop back and pass? Hernser's going to have the ball in his hands. And a minute ago, you would think it was just going to be Hernser or it's going to be Stredick. But then he drops back and hits Warnicki for a great play down the sideline. So they have a lot of weapons to use. Can the Hawks get the biggest stop of the game in the most crucial moment of the game?
If you know they're going to go for it on 4th down, it takes the logic of what is a 3rd down play out of the picture, because now the playbook is wide open for Needville. 3rd down and 9 from the Hawk 20. Rolling right is Hernser, keeping his eyes downfield. Now he'll tuck it and run. Turns upfield at the 15 and takes a hit at the 11. He might have enough for a first down. Depends on the mark.
It's going to be close.
Hernser took a shot, and his left arm is kind of dangling down, finally getting some sensation to it as he's moving it. He is short, so this is 4th down in inches.
I'm going to take a page out of your book. I don't want to say this is the ball game, but
this will have an influence on the ball game. A new lineman comes in for Needville. Players are hurting, Mike. You can look down and you see a lot of people grabbing their shoulders, grabbing their arms. They are leaving it all out on the field. And I think Mike Giles, the coach for Needville, saw that as well. There's 2 offensive linemen for Needville that are holding their elbows and their shoulders, wincing in pain. And for a crucial down like this where you need every inch, I think it's beneficial for Needville to call that timeout and kind of regroup here.
Yeah, you have to think, okay, what are we going to do here? My guys are hurting. We have time. We have the ball. We're up with 3:37 to go. So what do we want to do here? This is the ball. I mean, this is the ball game, basically, because if they get a first down here, they can almost bleed the clock completely out. You do have 2 more timeouts in your back pocket if you're Coach Drum and Canyon Lake. But obviously they're not going to go for a field goal here. They've been running the ball all night long. You would think it's going to be Hernser or Stredick right here.
That's what I'm thinking.
Quarterback draw. Exactly. You don't think he's going to put the ball into the air.
Quarterback draw or quarterback power. Either way, I don't think this ball, once it's snapped from the center, is going to leave the hands of Kenny Hernser, the 6'2", 185-pound senior quarterback who is leaving it all out on the line. What a gutsy performance from this young man. And it looks like he's going to come out of this timeout under center, but now he backs up. It is 4th and 1. Handoff, Stredick up the middle. He's got a first down. Across the 10 to the 9.
Stredick with the carry and a first down for the Blue
just a great handoff up the middle, and he just found a hole and got through.
And, you know, when everybody's thinking one way, you go the other. And I think everybody here thought that Hernser was going to keep it. So you give it to your star running back, the 3-star recruit, who still has another year in high school, but we'll see him on a Saturday before you know it. And this clock is running down now, approaching 3 minutes. Play clock down to 12. Hernser now approaching the line, shouting out orders to his offensive line. First and goal for Needville from the 9. Handoff Stredick. He'll try to bounce it to the left, makes a man miss. Spins back to the inside. The Hawks are pawing at it.
Stredick with the
Falls
carry.
forward to the 5, and it'll be second down and goal. Charlie Drum takes a timeout.
Yeah, you had to take a timeout there. You got one left now with 2:50, just over 2:50 to go in the game. You're right, they have to paw at the ball. Both these runners, Hernser and Stredick, run with the ball a little loose. Stredick a little bit more secure, but you have to take your chances now. I mean, worst case scenario, you strip at it and it doesn't come out and they get into the end zone. Now you get the ball back at least. Maybe you can score quickly and kick onside, I guess. Obviously, you want to stop them and not let them have any points at all, but desperate times call for desperate measures.
2 minutes, 52 seconds left in this ball game. Needville 35, Canyon Lake 28. So no score here is good, although I'll remind our listeners, Brian Santiago, as he is warming up here on the sideline, has not attempted a field goal attempt this year, and he is 22 of 23 coming into tonight's ball game and 5 for 5 in extra points. Now, he has been shaky, but the closer you get to the goal line, Mike, the easier this becomes. It becomes more like an extra point, and perhaps Coach Giles a little bit more comfortable sending out his kicker from that range. But it is second down and goal from the 5. Hernser rolling out to the right, looking for a place to cut back. The Hawks are trying to string it out. Hernser with a nice cut back is able to waltz into the end zone. Touchdown, Needville.
Yeah, he was patient, waited for his blockers to get out there in front of him, and they just bullied their way into the end zone there. And the Blue Jays take a 2-score lead again.
That is the third touchdown run by Kenny Hernser tonight to go along with a 35-yard touchdown pass. He is responsible for 4 of the 6 Needville touchdowns. This kick on the way by Santiago is good. 2:45 left to go in this ball game, and Canyon Lake finds themselves down by a score of 42-28 here on the Hawks Network.
Barnwood Builders reclaim and restore 18th and 19th century log homes. We do things the old way, and everything we do it with pride.
All new Barnwood Builders, Sunday night at 9 on DIY Network.
Watch DIY GVTC Channel 126.
I think Ron Burgundy said it best, Mike. I'm in a glass case of emotion. And here we are in Cuero, Texas. The Canyon Lake Hawks at one point down 3 possessions, battled their way back to within a touchdown. But Needville responds here to extend their lead back to 2 possessions at 42-28. Santiago has the ball teed up for Needville. The Hawks will need a good return here to set up their offense with 2 minutes and 45 seconds left to go. It is a high, short spinning kick. I believe this is Lorette taking it at the 35. Has some running room across the 40. 45 finally tackled from behind. And the Hawks will get it there at the 45. So a short field for Canyon Lake. That is a good first step.
Yeah, you need to score quickly. And then you're going to have to do basically an onside kick because you don't have enough time to kick the ball to them and let them run the clock with only 1 timeout to go. But first things first, you got to get on the board. You got to get a touchdown. You can't have a field goal. You got to get on the board right now and see if you can make this a 1-score game to even have a chance at an onside kick.
Hawks quick to the line. They are outside of their normal formation. Under center, McMullen rolling to his right, delivers a pass. Here's the hook and ladder. They give it to J.T. Green, who pitches it forward. That's a flag. Allman has it, and that's I know what they're trying to do there, and I respect the spirit of it, but it was not executed well. First pass to Neal, who pitches it back to Green. Green itching to give it to Allman, but he pitches it forward, not back, and that's going to be a penalty there against Canyon Lake.
Yeah, he just got too excited.
Yeah.
Saw the guy running with space, and if he'd saw him maybe a second sooner and pitched it back to him, he has room to run down the sideline maybe, but you can't throw it forward on that play like that, so it's going to be a penalty and move them back.
We'll see if it's a spot foul or if this comes back to the line of scrimmage. I think that's what the referees are talking over. It's an illegal forward pass, I think, is going to be the foul. So it's 5 yards from where the foul happened. So it ends up being a gain of 8. Maybe the referee could explain it to us. But they have the ball marked at the Blue Jay 47.
Forward pass. 5 yards from the spot. Second down.
Could be worse.
Could be worse.
Could have been from the original line of scrimmage.
It could have been from the line of scrimmage, loss of down, all that stuff that was bad. As it is, it's a gain of 8. Second down and 2 for Canyon Lake. Handoff, Allman up the middle. We haven't called his name in a while. I thought his forward progress had enough for a first down. They're going to spot him short. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, and they have to move fast here. You don't have time to sit and wait for the play call to come in. You have to have these plays scripted as you can go.
Back under center. Handoff is given. It's Chacon. He'll try the left side, trying to get his blockers set up. He's able to fall forward, gain of 3, enough for a Hawk first down. A clock will stop momentarily with 2 minutes and 1 second.
Well, they're inside the 50. Substituting players right here. You got to have people getting in and off the field quickly, so you don't have time to waste here.
Ticking now, approaching 1 minute and 50 seconds. To the line are the Hawks. In motion is Rivera from left to right. Bat to pass, McMullen. Takes a shot down the middle of the field, and that ball is intercepted. Making the tackle is Jacob Neal, but number 2, Dax Bridges, the sophomore who had a touchdown pass earlier, gets his interception here defensively. And Canyon Lake has turned the ball over with 1:35 left.
Yeah, McMullen's trying to make a play, has a receiver down the seam. He was double covered.
Yeah.
The ball was underthrown for the first time tonight as opposed to being overthrown. He's in a tough spot. I mean, you got to give credit to he's a sophomore kid in his first ever playoff game, trying to take this team as far as they can possibly go. Decimated with injuries as the year has come up. You don't want to wrap the season up. Obviously, there's still 1:35 to go in the game, but a valiant effort by this Hawks group tonight, putting up a heck of a fight, coming all the way back from 35-14, almost tying the game. Just not enough time.
Needville will take a timeout here. They'll get the ball 1st and 10 from their own 18. They say experience is the best teacher. And playing here at Gobbler Stadium in Cuero against a good Needville team with a sophomore quarterback, it is an experience for Peyton McMullen and this Canyon Lake team. I mentioned in the opening that 2017 team is setting the bar high for what is still a relatively young program, but you have a sophomore quarterback coming in here against what is a highly touted senior quarterback who will have his opportunity to play college ball next year in Kenny Hernser. And the results here, well, I think they speak for themselves. Hernser responsible for 4 touchdowns. And sometimes you just got to tip your cap to the team on the other side. Definitely Needville came ready to play, and it appears to me as they line up here in the victory formation that they will be poised to move on to the second round.
Yeah, just a tough night for the Hawks. You have senior leadership on the other side from Hernser, who was just absolutely outstanding and just such a game breaker tonight with his throwing the ball. He's got quick feet. He's a tough runner. He's fast on the outside. Just a lot for the defense of the Hawks to deal with. And you don't want to make excuses with injuries and everything. They happen. They happen to all teams. But the timing of these injuries, losing your number 1 playmaker on offense, but they still were able to put up 28 points tonight on a good Needville team. You have to walk off with your head held high. It's going to hurt, especially for the seniors. But a great season for the Hawks, and hopefully more things to come moving forward. McMullen's going to learn from this and be even better quarterback next season.
Canyon Lake had taken a timeout there, still 1:30 left, and they'll take this out of the victory formation. And you mentioned Hernser. I was on the Needville Twitter last night looking at things, and their coach, Mike Giles, really pushing to get this kid recruited, and he's getting some looks. Hasn't really gotten a big offer yet, but the recruiting process is still ongoing. No doubt in my mind that we'll see him somewhere in college football next year, whether that's Division I or Big 12 or Sun Belt. Who knows? But it's a good quarterback that we saw today on the high school level. And just tip your hat to them. I think as a program, you got a lot of kids coming back for Canyon Lake. at some critical positions. And they'll be better for this, having gone up against a top-notch program and a team that has state in their crosshairs. Needville, they're not going to shy away from it. They're going to tell you that's the goal. We want to win a state championship, and they think they have the team to do it.
Alex Ardon.
Safe to say, Mike, as they run this play here to make it third down, that they've impressed me tonight, and I think they do have a pretty good shot to go pretty far.
You know what? Coming in, I hadn't seen Needville play before this week, and you see a 6-4 record. You think a team, it's like, okay, they're an average team, but you see the district they play in, and how they were competitive against tough teams like Cal Allen, who's a perennial power out of Corpus, and you see what they do tonight. This offense is dangerous. If you get Stredick back for even more next week, he's just somebody who's explosive, and their quarterback is an absolute monster and leader.
Ernser will retreat back and put a knee down, and that will officially end tonight's ball game. The Canyon Lake Hawks fall tonight to the Needville Bluejays in a score of Needville 42, Canyon Lake 28. We'll step aside here on the Hawks Network. When we come back, pregame coverage from Gobbler Stadium in Cuero, Texas.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Comal ISD. The Comal Independent School District is a fast-growing and innovative district with more than 23,000 students. Families are attracted to Comal ISD because of its family values, neighborhood schools, and safe environments. Come to Comal ISD. And Chicken Express, home of world-famous chicken tenders and legendary Chicken-y sweet tea. Dine in, drive up, or drive through. We'll see you at Chicken Express. And Physicians Premier. Our conveniently located freestanding ERs are fully equipped and expertly staffed so you get the best care closest to home. At Physicians Premier, you'll find faster service, friendly doctors, and a comfortable level like no other. And Texas Regional Bank. Buying or building a home? We have construction and mortgage loans to help. For all your personal or business banking needs, Texas Regional Bank, the people you know. And Texas 46, a home-style hill country restaurant, has been in the Spring Branch community for over 30 years, where the focus is on a Lone Star favorite, slow-cooked barbecue. We can cater or host your next large event, too. Welcome to Texas 46.
'Tis the season of giving with projects left to do.
The holiday means to me family,
Magic, laughter, the children, cookies, music, and lights.
Happy holidays from HGTV.
Happy holidays from HGTV.
Did you say cookies?
Watch HGTV GVTC Channel 578.
And welcome back to Gobbler Stadium on the campus of Cuero High School in Cuero, Texas, as we've now transitioned into pregame coverage here on the Hawks Network. Canyon Lake drops a tough one tonight to the Needville Bluejays by a score of 42-28. Needville will advance to the second round of the state playoffs, while the Canyon Lake Hawk football program suffers this loss, and their program ends. Or excuse me, their season ends tonight. Certainly the program doesn't end. It will go on as all things do. But for a lot of seniors tonight, they have played their last high school football game. And Mike, my high school football coach told us as we made our playoff run every week that half of the state of Texas lost today. And you were, if you win, you're in the better half. And for Canyon Lake, that's a tough pill to swallow. As we've now gotten to the point of the season where we start chopping down and people start to go home and put the helmets and shoulder pads up. And unfortunately for Canyon Lake, after this long bus ride back home to Fisher, tomorrow starts that process of putting things back up, and we'll head off and stick with us here on the Hawks Network. We'll take you through basketball, through baseball and softball and soccer and all the spring sports we have your way. It's all here on the Hawks Network, so stick with us through that. Again, your final score here is Needville 42, Canyon Lake 28. So let's keep you up to date with other going-ons in this first round of the state high school football playoffs, Mike.
Well, sticking with these two districts, 14 and 13, 4A Division I. Right now with 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, Lampasas a 35-28 lead over Brazosport right now. 9 minutes to go in the fourth. This one's all about done. Liberty Hill 48-14 lead over Bay City. And yesterday, Sealy with a 55-0 beating over Taylor. We said Needville has now moved on after the victory tonight over Canyon Lake. Well, we know who they will play. They were taking on the winner between Beeville Jones and La Feria. And La Feria with a 28-25 victory tonight over Beeville Jones. So it will be Needville and La Feria next week. Obviously, site to be determined in 14 4A Division I. Checking up with 26 6A over in the Canyon Lake Smithson Valley area. Smithson Valley down. Actually, that is a final now. They lose 45-14 to Lake Travis. That game was 17-7 at the half. Lake Travis just poured it on in the second half. Judson up 49. I think final now 49-14 over Hayes. That game is actually just still in the fourth quarter. A little bit of time left. Westlake 28-14 over Clemens right now late in the fourth. And in a barn burner, it is a final Steel 18-17 over Bowie. Steel squeaks out the win. You cannot get rid of the Steel Knights. They move on to the second round of the playoffs.
So Steel and Judson out of there, and Clemens and Smithson Valley will come. Well, tough break for our Comal ISD teams, both Smithson Valley and Canyon Lake. Great seasons altogether. It just tells you how tough Texas high school football is when these are your first-round matchups, respectively, both Lake Travis and Needville, two teams with state championship in their targets, and we just happen to run into them the first week of the year. So congratulations to everybody throughout the state of Texas who has won today and yesterday, and we press on through the Texas State High School Football Playoffs. Again, your final score tonight, it's Needville 42, Canyon Lake 28. With the loss, Canyon Lake will end their season 4-7 overall, 2-3 in district.
7-4.
7-4. Excuse me. What did I say? Oh my goodness.
4-7.
My dyslexia kicked in. Thank you for that correction, as we need to give this Canyon Lake team their due. Canyon Lake ends their season at 7-4, 2-3 in district 24 4A. Good enough for third place in 2017. With the win, Needville improves to 7-4. Stuck the landing there. And they will continue their season in a second-round matchup against La Feria. Once again, your final score, it's Needville 42, Canyon Lake 28. Now for my broadcast partner this evening, Mike Benson. For our executive producer tonight, Bo Wick, I am Ben Campos, wishing you a good night and a safe drive home from Gobbler Stadium in Cuero, Texas.